baby.
Dan Patrick.
Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
We are the most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
That's us. And when you hear that glockenspiel, you know it's showtime, go time. And it's day one of the Dan Patrick Hattrick. We are officially the Messies on Fox Sports Radio.
That is what people are saying.
Yeah.
It's the rumor. It's what all the kids are saying.
And make note of this, not only here on the first of the month,
Oh, yeah, that's
for the next 3 days. That's right. It's the first of the month.
By the way, when I said that's what all the kids are saying, you know what all the kids are saying that drives me nuts? The word diabolical.
Well, it's
not
diabolical.
everything's diabolical.
No, it is
Stop
diabolical. It's diabolical that we're here for 3 days. The Dan Patrick Hattrick, the Message of Radio. So we're here the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 7th if you want to make note of that. I'm Steve Covino. That is Rich Davis. He's super hyped up on caffeine already. We got Danny G, our super producer. We got Isla Sam on the glockenspiel. And we want to thank the Dan Patrick Show for welcoming us again live from the Fox Sports Radio studios from the mean streets of L.A. And it might as well be Mexico. Orale! Hope you had a Mexico, Norway, France sort of Tuesday.
France.
It's USA all day today, and I'll explain why. But what's going on, Rich? Good morning.
I saw last night at the Dodgers game, you saw the dude right behind home plate
So funny.
react when Team Mexico scored a goal.
That's why I love and hate
that
the
game
internet.
was in Sacramento. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was in Sacktown, but still, same deal because Mexico scores, that guy gets out of his seat. It's viral in 5 minutes, not even 5 seconds, and it's all over the internet, and everyone was hyped up here in Los Angeles on the West Coast. All my family members, and it really is like such a flip-flop, and I have to justify, Rich. We're going to talk lots of soccer today, lots of NBA. LeBron's in the news, obviously. Mike, who runs his take. Mike, you know who runs his place? Of course. Mike, he comes here and he has a take. And it's soccer-related, and we'll debate it. Mike, he runs his place. He looks like Rick from Pawn Stars, like Stone Cold Steve Austin's like uncle maybe. And we got Midweek Major. We do this on our show Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 on the West, 5 to 7 on the East. So we bring it here to Dan Patrick. Stories in sports and pop culture, we decide are they Midweek Major. And we're streaming live, man. Let's get into it.
You said Mike, who runs this place, looks like Stone Cold and Rick from Pawn Stars.
Never heard of him.
He looks like Stone Cold had too much Stone Cold.
Cold Stone.
Cold Stone. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. That was hard to get out.
You should.
What did Mexican fans
Dude, they kept
serenade
me
you
up
out your
all night.
window? Yeah.
I'm still trying to wake up.
Oh, yeah. By the
It's
way,
early here on the West Coast.
That's my favorite story. We're going to get to that in just a second. But I always wonder, like, guys like Big Mike or Stone Cold, or as you call them, Cold Stone Mike, which, by the way, should be his new nickname.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Every guy that's got that bald look with the goatee or beard,
The Baldo Ronaldo.
in another generation, would they have just been, like, Costanza?
Yeah. He would have looked like Larry David.
Every one of those guys that has the cool look now, like they shave their head and have a beard or something.
Yeah.
If it was 20, 30, 40 years ago, would they have all just been the guy that had side hair like the
Probably.
like the George Jefferson?
That's a great observation. Yeah, I think
They
you might
lucked
be
out.
right.
If they were living in the 70s, they would not have been as cool.
So Mike will be here later on. Thank you guys for being here.
Might have had toupees.
And you could watch what you hear at youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. Live chat is up. And the show begins.
All right, well,
YouTube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. And I'm rocking my red, white, and blue. I got a jacket on now because it's cold here in the
Where's
studio.
your red, white, and blue?
Red? Where's my red? Blue. And I'm wearing as much white as I possibly
hold on.
can.
This is Covino's example of red, white, and blue.
Well, I'm explaining.
A white band for his Apple Watch.
You know, I mean, I
navy
got a-
blue Yankees hat
Hold on.
and a red T-shirt.
It's a blue and white Yankees hat. Is it not blue and white? I'm wearing a red shirt. The only reason I have a jacket on is because, I don't want you to see my puffy nipples. No, it's cold in here. But I'm explaining this only because it doesn't need explanation, but I'm explaining because yesterday I'm clearly rooting for Team Mexico, but I want to explain the grandma rule to the Dan Patrick show.
Okay, go with the
It's
grandma
legit.
rule.
And I also want to say that I'm so impressed with Iowa Sam's jersey today. You got to represent.
Jersey.
Wait, where'd you get that? That's not a jersey.
Yes, it is. That thing,
There's no number on it.
that thing is the most magical USA soccer jersey I've ever seen.
It could be. It could spell good fortune for the USA.
But where
Yeah.
did you get that?
Bosnia's going down simply based on your representation this
Bosnia
morning.
and Herzegovina.
They're both
going down.
Did
Yeah.
you get that at the Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet?
So I was at a local CVS, and I'm like checking out. They have all this different.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
So I was at a local CVS.
CVS?
Yeah. We don't have any Walgreens around here.
So you got some toothpaste, some body wash, and a jersey.
No, Rich was assuming that maybe you got it at Costco or something. No, that's a CVS bad boy.
So it's like it was $10, which in this day and age is a good deal. Like a good
Sam,
steal.
Did you use your $5 care card?
I did. I used my coupon that came out like a scroll, but there's like a star on it, and the little legs are like really long. It's kind of weirdly asymmetrical.
Sam, I think that is the sweetest USA jersey I've ever seen. I've seen like 3-year-olds
The
wear the
soccer
same
ball.
one, and I've always been jealous of it.
It has these red, weird little
I
marks
think
on
it's
it.
awesome.
I'll be honest, Sam. I think that is.
It does
as much
have
as-
it's
an American
patriotic.
flag. I didn't count the stars to make sure there's 50
Dude, you
of them.
got to save that for 4th of July weekend.
I probably will bust it back out.
Yeah, you have to bust that out again.
It's got kind of a weird funk to it because it's like completely synthetic.
There's
Like I washed it. It smells kind of
There's
weird.
definitely 42 states on your sleeve.
Yeah, it's a misprint. The wrong number of stars.
9 stars.
Can I tell you, that
Sam's
is-
rocking his USA jersey. Rich is rocking his Founding Fathers,
But
1776.
I saw ads for that shirt on
Yeah.
Facebook.
I'm trying to rock some red, white, and blue, and I'll explain why. But go ahead, Rich. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, I
I'm
was
just
gonna
telling
say,
you.
that shirt that Sam's wearing, like, you want to make fun of him, but you can't because it is so bad that it's
so
crossed
bad it's
over.
good.
Fantastic.
It crossed over to being good. A $10 CVS. It's not even a bootleg jersey. It's its own logo.
It's a bootleg of a bootleg.
It's almost like if you told your kid, like, design a USA
it's
jersey.
I made the star. The star's legs are really long.
Honestly,
amazing.
I feel more patriotic when I look in your direction.
Good.
Sam, dare I say, if I knew where you bought it, since I'm not going to see you on the 4th, I would almost want to go there and be like, can I get one?
I
They
feel
were on
like-
this rack right at the front of the store, like right as you walk
So
in.
funny.
And I was like, oh, so is this $10 or it was like an official USA soccer jersey for $30? And I'm like, you know what?
But-
I'm going with this one because it has more character.
What you got is the equivalent of, on Halloween when they sell in a bag, like, baseball player, and it's just a generic, like, pinstripe shirt. That's what it is,
No,
and I love
feel
it.
like that shirt came with one of those old school plastic, like George Washington masks, or like an Uncle Sam mask.
Oh, absolutely. Or like this would come out of a T-shirt cannon at like a minor league baseball.
Or like a bald eagle, like, mask.
You remember those 1980s Halloween costumes with the plastic
Yes.
masks that
It
would
was-
cut into your eyes?
It was the synthetic shirt or mock.
That's
and
like
then
the
mask.
Captain America underoos version.
Yes.
So anyway,
$11.99.
Sam is representing, and
love
he's
it.
so patriotic and American today. And it goes with my first rule of the day, and that's the grandma rule.
Let's hear it.
So yesterday, of course, I was rocking my Mexico jersey. I got to make it clear. My mom sent me that jersey. She's like, I want my Boise to have this jersey. My mom's from Mexico. She sent me the jersey. I'm rocking it proudly. I'm pumped up about the game, which we're going to get to. We know why Mexico won. We know the secret. We'll explain. But the grandma rule allows me to do so. So today I came in. I'm trying to wear red, white, and blue. I got this USA baseball hat that I'm trying to get my hands on. Right spot?
Sam won. You did not win.
No, Sam wins for sure.
Covino looks like some tech CEO who's like, yeah, I'm trying to be patriotic, but also just kind of blend
He's
in.
like Rob.
wearing-
He's like Rob Lowe wearing an NFL hat,
I'm
saying
sure
like, "I'm here
blending.
for the
I'm
game."
wearing red, white, and blue, guys.
Casual
I even got a
patriotism.
red and blue bracelet, a white. Like, what more can I do without wearing a soccer jersey, right? But there's a lot of people that ask a fair question, and there's a lot of like Mexican Americans, especially, that are guilty of this because you can be proud of where your heritage is from, your ethnicity,
Of course.
and proud of your nationality. Proud to be an American, right? So yesterday, I'm like, orale! Today, I'm like, let's go USA, USA, USA.
No, today you're like, get her done.
And here's the rule. USA all day. The rule is simple. We've established it. Rich coined it. It's the grandma rule. If your grandma was from another land, if your grandma had a thick accent or spoke a different language,
And has some good recipes.
yeah. If your grandma had that accent and made you that good food, you're allowed to represent that country but you can't root against the USA. That's
I love it
because that's just un-American.
That's the rule, the
That's
grandma
the
rule.
So, of course, pulling for USA, it's not a matter of flip-flopping or front-running or can't make up your mind sort of thing. It's just sort of the situation we happen to be in as Americans, and the closer to your roots, the more of a situation it is, right? Otherwise, if you're rooting against the USA today, that's very weak. That's very, very weak.
And by the way, people are asking Sam on our in-show chat, did that shirt come with a coupon for a Big Gulp?
Yes.
Or a hot dog at 7-Eleven on the little rotating
When I bought
deal?
it, more coupons came out of the
You know what it was?
cash register.
No, there was an old lady there at CVS, and she's like, "Spin the wheel, honey," and Sam did, and he won that shirt.
I love it.
Came with a 20% off one regular priced item.
Yeah. Sam spent more than $10. She's like, "We're having a promotion." And Sam was kind enough to stop.
Oh, he's
She's
nice.
like, "If you spend more than $10," she saw the receipt. She's like, "Spin the wheel," and Sam happened to win that.
I don't think I should get this near an open flame. It might be.
Is it worth
flammable.
$10, Rich? Because you're really coming down hard on it.
No, I'm.
Oh, it's worth $10.
It's definitely worth $10. I genuinely feel like
I think it's
What's
priceless.
worth $10 these days?
I feel for real that if you told me down the block they still had them, I would buy one.
I think
Just for
there
the
was
hell
one
of it.
left after. There was a bunch of Mexico and there was other countries, but there's
Dude,
2 left.
Sam, there's no question it's worth $10, and there's no question that what you're doing is way better than nothing at all. And that's no knock on anybody not dressed up right now. I'm saying like for the weekend or for the game later on tonight. I mean, it's a $10 jersey. He's rocking it. And dude, we all got doctor's appointments. You know why? We all got soccer fever, World Cup fever.
Well, except I have a couple rules we're going to get to. But Danny G, based on the merch, one last question. When you're going to, let's say, Dodger Stadium, I know we're on 570 this morning. What's up? California morning audience.
I know what you're going to ask. The dudes on the way up the hill.
Yeah, when you're up the hill on the way to Dodger Stadium, is it awesome or lame when you buy like a Dodgers Hello Kitty shirt for your daughter, or when they have like the bootleg jerseys?
I mean, it's awesome as long as it's $15 in cash.
That's what I'm saying. Like, are you cool? Like, you're not the guy that's
Some
like.
of them look good, Rich. Just depends.
I don't think you need to listen.
You can tell me that people listening never bought a bootleg shirt before.
I was gonna say without upsetting the official leagues, Major League Baseball, NFL.
We're not saying you should, but we're saying we understand.
I do think there's something to be said about a good bootleg shirt,
Yeah.
especially after a team clinches something on the way to the parking lot. You know they're ready to roll.
Sounds like a lucky
You know where it happens
garment.
even worse? Rich, you can't relate, but have you heard of the Canyon of Heroes and, those parades that winning teams have?
My teams never win, so no, I don't know.
There's
what you
just
speak of.
vendors everywhere at events like that, right? Like, you can't avoid them. You're seeing all these different bootleg ones. Like, I need that one and that one and that one. Of course, we want you to get the official merch because that's what counts and that's what matters. And that's the best look to go with. But you can't avoid some nice bootlegs once in a while. They're just out there and about there.
Yeah.
So we're doing our best to represent. There's an exciting game, actually a bunch of exciting games today, and we'll talk about that throughout the day. But we got to tell you why we know, not we think, we know why Ecuador lost last night.
The secret hot sauce.
This is the funniest yet. Is it wrong or as they say, the ultimate home field advantage?
It is the ultimate home field advantage. Out there and about there.
Yeah.
Azteca Stadium. We've been out there, Rich. Rich and I had the honor and privilege, not to brag, but I'm very proud. There's a difference. It's not bragging if it's true. Rich and I had the honor of doing Monday Night Football on the field with ESPN at Azteca Stadium in Mexico City.
Yeah,
and it's massive.
The craziest part of that, Danny, was that when we did work for ESPN and did that Monday Night Football game, we had transportation from the hotel to the stadium. And they're like, Covino Rich, you're going to be riding with – they had us riding with Steve Young, and I had to pretend that I wasn't a lifelong 49ers fan, and I didn't have a poster of him on my wall. I'm like, Steve, hey, good to
Rich
see you.
was so awkward.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was so awkward, but so awesome. And, I want people to know we take that stuff we're very fortunate. We not take it for granted. So
No doubt.
You don't take it for granted like LeBron James?
No, we don't. We're going to talk about him plenty. But we know why, as Danny G said, we know the Mexican hot sauce that made it happen last night, the secret Mexican hot sauce.
Mexican fans, the night before the World Cup game yesterday, so 2 nights ago, 2 sleeps ago, as your kids would say, all the Mexican fans were outside Ecuador's hotel just making noise. Like, Danny, can you play the clip of this is actual for real
you say
audio?
Noise, Rich? It's called music.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah. Drums, fireworks, car horns.
Actually, you're not that far off. This little noise is El Sondito. Little noise.
This is right outside of their hotel rooms.
But this went on all throughout the middle of the night in an attempt to make sure Team Ecuador didn't get a good night's sleep.
They had full-on drum kits and mariachi bands. I think Los Bukis were out there playing. Like, it was insane to see, like, the mayhem and the lengths they went for their team. Like, that's incredible. Incredible. Think about that. Rich is not making this up. We're not making this up. They had full-on crowds outside Ecuador's hotel just to keep them awake, to prevent them from sleeping, to give Team Mexico the advantage. And it looked like right off the jump that they did. Mexico played a solid game.
Yeah, it was over by halftime. It was 2-0 at half.
Yeah. Can I tell you, I have
It could have been a lot worse. Yeah, they were set up for a lot more goals that they just didn't get.
So Ecuador didn't stand the chance based on Mexico's strategy of, don't let them sleep. Hit it again, Sandy. Danny, hit it. That, by the way. You're not sleeping tonight. So Ecuador stinks. It stinks, I tell you. So they did not stand the chance. And,
True story, by the way. We're not making this up. This isn't just a fun theory. This is actual
that was real footage.
Yes. I mean, we're adding a little to it.
That just happened.
But that's actual footage, and that really happened. I want to make that very clear. That really happened. Did it have real impact? I mean, unless they had earplugs in, how could you avoid the noise?
Not every hotel room could. Nothing soundproof like that. I lived before we moved to LA, I lived in Hell's Kitchen near Times Square. There were nights where you have to get used to the noise, man. If you live in a big city, you have to get used to the noise. And imagine outside your hotel all night, there's a party like that.
They had drum sets out. I'm not lying. I know it sounds like I'm exaggerating. Not.
You ever go to a resort for vacation with the wifey or girlfriend or something, and there's a party going on at the resort, and you call it an early night, and you still hear that vibration on the windows? And you're like,
and then Michael Jackson comes out and you hear like in the background.
When our show did that live broadcast a couple of years ago from Nashville, outside our hotel the whole night, all I heard was the bachelorette parties.
It is what it is. And Ecuador, I'm sorry, they got no sleep, and that's the reason.
I've definitely been kept up by a Michael Jackson impersonator a few times.
Because every resort still has a Michael Jackson night.
Absolutely.
True story. By the way, one last thought on the
absolutely.
On the bootleg stuff. We're getting so much great feedback on the in-show chat.
Oh, I'm going to pull that up right now. Again, you could watch what you hear. You could see Sam's glorious USA shirt at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube, youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR, and join the live chat.
Jason Nichols, 77, hit us up saying that maybe not so much for sports, but concert bootleg shirts are the best, because if you buy like a bootleg Dodger shirt, Danny, it might be like the wrong font or something where you're like, but a concert shirt, if you go see an artist perform, the bootleg T-shirt on the way out, that might be the best get, because it's not like it needs to be official or anything. Like, you may want your official Yankees hat or
gotta get
shirt,
the official. I mean that. I'm not just saying that to be, on the correct side of things here. Like, should never do that stuff.
He also typed in that the whole CNR staff should wear the same CVS shirts on tomorrow's show.
You know what, dude?
I'm gonna stop better get on Canvas, all the CVS, and find these.
I grew up a Nickelodeon kid. If that's a double dare, I'll take the physical challenge.
I doubt they have my size.
Consider me Mark Summers, bro. Let's go.
I'm gonna try to find one on the way home.
On the way home,
what's tougher to find?
By the way, Danny G, if they have little baby sizes, might even be better.
Not for our YouTube audience.
Danny G's gonna be wearing wearing a medium tomorrow.
Oh, they only have men's small. All right.
They only have corset size.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, wait, they're belly shirts?
No, it's going to be a race to get there because I'm going to try to find the last large.
Yo, is that Ronnie from Jersey Shore? He looks bloated.
Oh, by the way, that's another rule we got to establish here. When it comes to soccer jerseys, not only the grandma rule, you always have to get a size bigger. So if you're a size large, you have to get that XL because soccer jerseys make you look like a chubby sausage because
soccer players are in shape.
They're in shape and they run
They
real
have no
slim.
fat on them at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Soccer jerseys,
You always got to get the size bigger.
If you wear your actual size, you will look like you just participated with Joey Chestnut.
Now, there's so much to get to. Ecuador loses. We gave you the secret Mexican hot sauce as to why. That's a true story, and you heard it here on Covino and Rich. But there's another side story as to why Rich checked out early. Like, there's other things we're experiencing because we all got World Cup fever. It's been that good. So, look, if you're a lifelong soccer fan, you get it. Yeah. But there's a lot of people that are really, especially Americans, because it's here, it's in our backyard. There's extra fun. Our team's actually good. There's extra reason to be excited.
Yeah, and it's in our time zone.
Exactly. It's in our time zone, and the stars are bringing. There's so many reasons as to why, everybody's caught up. Rich is saying that you discovered a reason as to why you're tuned out a little bit.
I have, but the first
Sam backs you up.
It was my first tune out, and I'll explain why. We'll get to that. Plus, we'll talk LeBron James. What's the next move? And are Lakers fans ungrateful?
Damn.
We'll get to that. Plus some NFL stuff. There's a Jackson Dart story. We're going to give away some prizes. Just a lot of fun today. A Covino and Rich in for DP. Action-packed Wednesday. We got more next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
The Cup knockout round is now,
Yep.
Rich Davis, and DraftKings has you covered for every single match. The DraftKings app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets, bringing the game straight to your fingertips wherever you are.
New DraftKings customers sign up with code PATRICK. You spend $5, get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code PATRICK in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Ontario. Event contract trading with DraftKings predictions involves risk of loss. Sportsbook bonus bets expire in 7 days. $50 in predictions dollars issued weekly for 3 weeks. Expire in 1 year. Redeem one non-withdrawable reward. Availability varies. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends June 28th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
Hey, we're Covino and Rich from Fox Sports Radio, and you watch the drivers,
You watch the cars.
but these are the people that make race day happen.
Veterans and military families you've never heard of.
This is Unsung Heroes. Take a look.
Around the track, there are military veterans who never stopped serving, only changed uniforms.
There are definitely similarities between the NASCAR industry and the military.
You have the ability to work as a team. That's a big part of what you learn while you're in the military.
I learned from the military, communication is how to convey the point and still get the mission done.
I learned that it's just adapting on the fly to the situations that are presented during the race.
At NASCAR, veterans help keep the race moving on the track. Across the country, they're answering another call to serve in local communities. Vet the Vote is a national campaign recruiting veterans and military family members to serve again as poll workers in their state and local elections.
It's kind of nice to continue to give back for a better America, for our kids and everybody around us.
Learn more and continue your service at vetv.vote/NASCAR.
everyone at the gym, every TV was on the World Cup, and I saw something of a moment that it's not like I'll never forget, but it was one of those moments where everyone stopped at the end of regulation in the Germany, Das Boot, at the end of the Germany-Paraguay game.
The Germans.
When it went to the penalty kicks, when it went to the shootout. Everyone stopped. You heard like all the weights drop, everyone's treadmill powered down, and everyone was gathered around the TVs, just standing there with their hands on their hips, looking up at the TVs, and it really was one of those.
Well, you know why? I mean, we're in Los Angeles. I'm not saying this isn't happening everywhere, but I know this for a fact. Rich and I go to the same gym, and our gym specifically, there's a lot of different cultures involved over there. Because I was in the sauna the other day. And it was like a representative of every team in the World Cup talking about whose team was the best. So, like, we have a total mix of people here in Los Angeles and in this country, period.
Is that your new podcast you're doing, Sauna Talk?
Sauna Talk.
Covino just brings a microphone to talk to all the weird dudes in the sauna?
There's a lot of immigrant people or foreigners, however you want to see it, people from different lands, whatever makes you feel comfortable, here representing. So the action level is intense and the interest level is high. So if you got all these mix of people at the gym, especially the gym we go to, there's just a good mix of people there. And I could see if it comes down to a shootout, people are like stopping everything to watch it because that's the exciting part, man. And this is the knockout round. This is what we've been waiting
They're
for.
assembling the United Nations in your sauna.
Yeah. By the way,
no
Sam,
joke, Sam.
It's not. I don't think a
very
shootout.
diverse.
I don't think a shootout. I'm being serious. I don't think it's something you could casually watch. That's you're locked in. All right, yo, hold on. Pause whatever else you're doing. Stop your conversation. Hey. 5 guys on each team are going to get a shot.
Yeah, this is it.
This is it. You just watched 90. Actually, if it's a shootout, you watched
it's
90
2 hours.
Plus another half hour.
We watched 2 matches yesterday that went 2+ hours of game time because
Sam, don't remind me. I was at home,
minutes,
right?
15 minutes.
I'm at home,
45.
My girlfriend's like, let's watch Love Island.
No.
And I'm like, we're in overtime. We can't.
No.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
you said it was almost over 15 minutes.
It's not over till it's over.
But
I'm
babe,
like,
they're about to have a beach orgy. Yeah, but I haven't done.
DVR it.
It's Love Island, by the way, is out of control. Yeah. But you're so right. These games are so next level. And Rich's take, I don't want to take your take, but you're saying that the shootout is arguably.
I thought about this,
or maybe not arguably the coolest ending in sports.
I thought about all the endings in other sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the climaxes. All right, if I told you rank these endings, bottom of the 9th inning jam, like power hitters up against the elite closer. If I said, yo, star quarterback gets the ball, 2-minute drill down by 6.
Okay.
If I told you NBA or college hoops, minute left, it's like a 1-score game. All these hockey, overtime.
Can we throw the
sudden death goal.
6th Sense in there? How many affiliates? 6,000 affiliates listening right now?
For Dan Patrick. Thank you, DP.
Hell yeah.
For
Just
letting
know
us fill
that
in.
we do this from 2 to 4 on the West, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 on the East. We're Covino and Rich in for DP. Day 1 of the Dan Patrick Hattrick. And let's get on more of these stations. Let's do it. We'll come and do it live. We're just happy to be here and happy that USA plays today. Yeah, just very happy, very happy.
Yeah.
Just trying to set the tone for a good day.
Some of our regular afternoon drive listeners wake up with DP and then end their workday with our show because we're normally on 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Now that smooth, buttery voice is our super producer, Danny G. And Iowa Sam, Captain America's here in a soccer jersey that he got at CVS. We're super pumped about the games today. And we got World Cup fever. We got more to talk about. We got LeBron to talk about and games to play. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
All right, so we talked about how there's a reason Mexico won easy last night. It was all the noise that the Mexican fans were making outside Ecuador's hotel, and that's a true story.
True story. We're saying the ultimate home field advantage. I saw some of the feedback because people are chatting live on the live stream.
Holmes.
We're streaming live at youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. Lisa says, Lisa says sabotage is shady. But that's really the home field advantage, right? Like, the fans were willing to do everything they could to give an advantage to Team Mexico, and they did it at the stadium last night as well. They were loud, they were pumped, and everyone in the streets went wild last night. It was really cool to see because the curse is broken. Mexico's continuing on. It was a great game. But, Rich, you tuned out.
Yeah, I had a realization last night. For all the, oh, man, I've been loving the World Cup talk.
It's been fun, yeah.
Because, listen, to know us, Covino and Rich, big NFL guy. Football's king, right? I'm an NFL guy.
Baseball and fighting.
I'm a big baseball guy. I'm a Mets fan. I love me some NBA.
And then you watch the NBA playoffs.
And I watch the NBA playoffs. And it's regular season.
Hey, dude, the finals was fantastic.
I forced myself to the regular season, but I'm a football, baseball guy. Soccer as a kid, I grew up on the East Coast. No one I knew played soccer. It was like you played football or baseball or basketball.
Don't say that. I knew plenty of kids on the East Coast that played soccer. No question.
Okay, that's fine.
And I came from a football town.
Hey, bro. Agree to disagree.
But it's just not as big. That's all. It's fair to say. But you can't say nobody on the East Coast plays soccer. All those Italian kids we grew up with, you think they didn't play soccer? With their Italia? You think they were just wearing Italia jerseys? They might have been.
Dude, I don't want to fight with you. I don't need you and your family outside my window tonight. Bro, I'm sorry, okay? El Sodito! Covino, I'm sorry, bro. Let me sleep. We have to do Dan Patrick again. Let me sleep. You boys like Mexico! Yeah, let's Mexico! Sorry. I apologize, man. You're right. People play soccer.
Fantos Locos out there, bro.
So here's my thought on soccer. As Iowa Sam inspires me with his Team USA bootleg jersey today. I love it. I'm going to go buy one at CVS, too, for $10.
Nah, those are flying off the shelves. I think they're all sold out. Sam got the last one.
I realized.
There was one left.
It's like, dare I say, like a girlfriend or a family member that doesn't watch sports, and they just happen to watch the best game. They'll watch the OG tip-in for the Knicks, and they're like, oh, my God, is every game like this?
Yeah.
I feel like I got so caught up in the 2 shootout games yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sorry, 2 days ago now.
Yeah, Rich told a story, and if you missed it, catch our podcast. Just search Covino and Rich, where you were at the gym, and you said it was like monoculture from. You remember? Well, you weren't alive, but we always see footage of people surrounding the radio, like Babe Ruth's at bat, and everyone's listening on the radio or something.
Like the moon landing or something.
We have so few moments of a monoculture in today's world where everyone's watching the same thing. Rich said time stopped at the gym and everybody was watching. At the gym in L.A. when most people don't care about anything.
Oh, when the Germans lost that shootout, everyone was watching. And then that night, Team Morocco, my brother-in-law.
You said people got off the treadmill just to watch the shootout.
And so I think because there were 2 great shootout games 2 days ago, I got caught up and I'm like, man, I think I really love soccer. And then I watched the game last night, rooting for Mexico, because not only Covino, I got a bunch of friends that are Mexican. And I'm like, let me root for Team Mexico.
Aren't you trans-Mexican?
I am.
No one eats more tacos than this guy.
I don't know if people know this. I may be white on the outside, but I'm brown on the inside.
To the bone, say. I mean, Rich is in Los Angeles. Everyone's wearing green or black jerseys out here. It's crazy.
Every single afternoon when we come in for the pre-show meeting, this guy's licking the tacos off his fingers from across the street at El Pollo Loco.
You eat more guacamole than anyone I know, so it's okay.
I'm trans-Mexican. So I'm rooting for Mexico last night, but I'll be honest, the minute it was 2-0, I was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm like, babe, I'll help you put the kids to bed. And then I started doing some work, and I'm like, 2-0 to me.
Did you throw on Love Island? What'd you do?
2-0 to me. I started watching. I stared finishing up on Friends and Neighbors on Apple TV.
So you really did shut it off.
When I tell you, 2-0.
That's bold, bro. You didn't even keep it on and just start cleaning up or something.
No. When the favorite in soccer is winning 2-0, to me it might as well be 28-0 in football. I felt like when it was 2-0, I'm like, yeah, this is over. I'm just simply wasting my time. I started doing everything else
in the first half.
Yeah, I was done.
This is the
second half, nobody scored.
This same thing Rich did when the Knicks were down by 29, remember?
I'm out. Yeah. Listen, blowouts to me.
Rich really counts on that friend, which is usually you, Danny, to hit him back up and be like, yo, bro, you watching? Just in case there's a comeback. Because otherwise, how would you know? That's the fun and amazing part of sports. You tune out, and I get it. So Rich is saying it might as well have been 28-0 at that point.
Not only because
so I understand what you're saying, but hey, one more goal, they're just one goal away.
But what I'm saying is, watching that first half, Mexico was winning 2-0. It could have been 5-0. It just seemed like there was
that way.
It seemed like
I
no way.
I do agree with you here.
No way Mexico was losing. So to me, I realized, do I love World Cup soccer or do I love the shootout and like a 1-0 close game? I think I like that. And I think every game should have a shootout. I think that is the most exciting ending in sports. And I as the kids say, changed my mind because I thought about it. Bottom of the ninth inning, again, big baseball fan. Let's say closer comes in and like an Ohtani or Bryce Harper or a Bobby Witt Jr.'s up, a Soto. A bottom of the ninth key situation, a 2-minute drill in the NFL, 1 minute left in the NBA in a close game, overtime in hockey. I get it. There's wild finishes.
Well, speaking of international competition, you made me think of Ohtani versus Trout in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
Not this last one, the one before.
I think we could all agree there's amazing endings in all sports. But does anything quite compare to a World Cup? Nothing goes down in overtime. We have to go to a shootout. The pressure.
Best out of 5 kicks.
The pressure the goalie and these strikers, these kickers must feel is like a stomach dropping. I heard Zlatan say that in those moments you black out. You don't even know where you are. You don't even remember it because it's 100,000 people looking at you. The ball's put down on that little mark, and it's just you.
Zlatan was like, don't be ridiculous. It's the most pressure-filled, don't be ridiculous.
Cousin Platon. No, he didn't.
He said something like that, and he's not wrong. You see superstar players let the pressure get to them. And I actually agree with Rich. When Rich and I agree, it's fact. And Rich witnessed it. I know it's a small sample size, but it paints a great picture. Everybody stops what they're doing to watch the finality of the shootout. It's like, wow, it's going down right now. And it's really luck of the draw, really. So and skill. Of course, there's skill involved.
I talked about this.
There's both elements which make it so fun to watch, and it's easy to understand. Like, okay, I get this. There's a lot of people that could follow.
It's as simpleton as it gets. You get 5 kicks, I get 5 kicks.
Right, that's
like it really is. And by the way,
it all comes down to this.
My sister married a dude from Morocco, and he was in Mexico for that game. And I can only imagine, like, Danny, you've been at close games in person, a Dodgers game, 9th inning rally, or, an overtime basketball, or, football goes to overtime, or, like I said, 2-minute drill, Mahomes has the ball. We've seen moments where you're on the edge of your seat. But imagine being there for your home country, and it's a shootout. I don't know if there's a more stressful moment.
It's it's soccer's version of everything we did as kids growing up, meaning – the 3-point buzzer beater, 3, 2, 1. You know what I mean? The bottom of the ninth routine, like you said, when you're playing wiffle ball. These are the setups you have in your mind as a kid, and you've played that. Like, you could relate to that. You know that. You've done it with your friend.
Anyone else ever do that thing where anyone ever did that thing where they would shoot baskets and they're like, if I get this in, the girl's gonna like me?
Everybody has. Yeah. How do you think I got my girlfriend?
I think also
you hit the 3-pointer?
I hit a 3.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. My wish came true.
What makes it cool compared to our NFL football is, I've watched Daniel Carlson kick a last-second field goal to win it for Las Vegas and was so hyped. But in this circumstance, there's more than one kick that needs to be made.
Yeah, you got to step up, and like Rich already alluded to, the pressure's immense. You got national pride.
But this is the back and forth emotions.
Generations of families, millions of people around the world watching you in that moment.
The back and forth emotions, the example would be like Morocco missed the first kick, and you're like, oh, it's over. And then who they played? The Netherlands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Netherlands makes the first kick, and you're like, oh, it's done. But then Netherlands misses the second one. You're like, okay, now they're back in it. So I think something about that shootout
is fun.
Is undeniable.
It's fun and pressure filled.
You know what? I was
like, you're watching like this, like, oh no, I can't.
Take a guess. I didn't look this up, not out of lack of prep. I didn't want to look it up because I feel like nowadays with ChatGPT and Claude and all these AI things, like I want to think about things before I look it up, because I think the lazy approach now is, let me just look it up. Let's think about it. Let's talk this out.
And we have all those Fox Sports robots here. So I know you're just trying to use your brain.
People don't know during the offseason, those NFL Fox robots,
they sit here in the spare studio.
They turn them into AI robots.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's say.
What can I help you with, Rich Davis?
Let's say it's bottom of the ninth. They bring in the closer. He knows he has his little pitching chart. Sometimes you see an outfielder takes out the little piece of paper out of his back pocket, like, all right, I'm going to shade left. This guy goes oppo. You have a scouting report on every player.
It says here,
Oppo
taco.
Oppo taco. Oh, he likes
I'm gonna hit him inside with the fast.
Anyone
with
that
the
knows,
high heat.
If you're a Mets fan like me, even you know that Francisco Alvarez chases every terrible outside pitch and strikes out in every key spot. Like, the scouting report. All right, if you fake left, Fred Warner, drifts back. Like the scouting report on every NFL, Major League Baseball, basketball player. To what extent do you think the goalies are communicating? Like, all right, this guy's kicking. 80% of the time he goes high left.
Oh, they did their homework, definitely.
But do they know ahead of time, or you think they're looking at their coach on the sidelines?
It's a matter of analytics and trusting their gut, I guess. It's a little of both, just like any other sport.
But do you think a striker would say, I purposely go low left most of the time. So if there was ever a key moment,
so that
if there was a key moment, I'm going to fool them and go up or right.
To give you a baseball example, you start to pick up on the team is swinging at every first pitch fastball, right? So you got to switch up your patterns. Like, they know the patterns, they know what's going on. So I think it's a mixture of analytics and just trusting your gut, soccer gut.
Even like when the other day, I don't know if you saw, Juan Soto picked up that when the reliever on the other team came to the stretch, if he was more chest and less waist, he was tipping off like breaking ball versus slider or something, or curveball. So I do wonder, is it as much of a guessing game as we think, or is it just like some mental chess match?
Well, Rich is saying shootouts are the best endings to any sporting event, and he tuned out as a result yesterday.
2-0, it was over. All right, we're going to take your feedback here in for Dan Patrick, and we are going to talk LeBron James next. What is next for King James?
LeBron James.
And are Laker fans ungrateful for what he brought to the table? We'll get to all that and more right here, Covino and Rich, in for the great Dan Patrick.
Hey, we're Covino and Rich from Fox Sports Radio, and you watch the drivers.
You watch the cars.
But these are the people that make race day happen.
Veterans and military families you've never heard of.
This is Unsung Heroes. Take a look.
Around the track, there are military veterans who never stopped serving, only changed uniforms.
There are definitely similarities between the NASCAR industry and the military.
You have the ability to work as a team. That's a big part of what you learn while you're in the military.
I learned from the military, communication is how to convey the point and still get the mission done.
I learned it's just adapting on the fly to the situations that are presented during the race.
At NASCAR, veterans help keep the race moving on the track. Across the country, they're answering another call to serve in local communities. Vet the Vote is a national campaign recruiting veterans and military family members to serve again as poll workers in their state and local elections.
It's kind of nice to continue to give back for a better America for our kids and everybody around us.
Learn more and continue your service at vetv.vote/NASCAR.
was just this cloud of confusion surrounding Brandon Ayuk last year. I'm very well versed on this as a diehard Niners fan. Every fan page, every team page, everything, there was never a clear answer as to, well, where's Ayuk? Is he coming back? Oh, can he come back? Wait, he might be able to, but he's not going to play? Wait, the Niners don't want him to play, or he doesn't want to play? There was never a very clear reason as to what is going on with Brandon Ayuk. And as you remember, anytime we brought it up, there was no one, even the Adam Schefters of the world, had no real clear answer as to what's going on.
At first, it was a contract dispute, but then I thought they fixed the contract.
They paid him more than most receivers. He was a top 5 paid receiver in the National Football League. And then he breaks his silence in some gibberish social media post where he's talking about how he wants to be on the Commanders.
And if I'm crazy or if I'm capping, so them boys cut me today. And I'll sign with the Commanders tomorrow. And we'll see who capping.
Now, since he keeps speaking out, not even the Commanders want him after his social media outburst because he just keeps saying foolish things all over social media. And people are saying, is he the new Antonio Brown?
Well, let me take you through the progression. Then this guy talks about how he fired his agent and how there's this big discrepancy that his agent is also John Lynch's agent and more Ayuk.
I do not have an agent. I terminated my SRA with my previous agent through the NFLPA last year in November.
Talking about how John Lynch is showing up at his house?
General manager gonna pull up to my house. Oh, weirdo. Like, bro, don't pull up to my house uninvited, boy. Shit ain't safe. The fuck? But I knew his ass was gonna do it. So I'm looking at my camera, my front door camera. I see a big old white boy, white man, former NFL safety. And I'm like, oh, hell no. And I know my wife is about to be back home soon. So I had to call my wife and say, it's a big-ass white man at the house. I don't know what he doing over there.
Hold on. Now you can stop it there. It's his GM who negotiated one of the richest wide receiver deals
Wait, what color
ever.
is his GM?
Yeah, big white guy.
Think he mentioned.
That's got to be racist.
The GM who, first of all, shares an agent with him, so you could argue that was advantageous in a way. Ayuk just sounds like he's lost his marbles, and is it really that weird when the 49ers are touted, Danny G, not inaccurate, the 49ers are touted a very family-friendly, they always get high ranks with how they treat the families.
And the
wives.
wives.
And think about how the wives are friends.
Yeah,
and
I'm going to show
family.
up at your house. I'm going to talk to you face to face.
That's not crazy.
Although I think it sounds ungrateful and not crazy, like you said, Rich, because this guy worked out tons of money for this dude. If it's not someone he's used to seeing at his house, like he only knows in a business sense from doing the same thing.
Come on.
Mexico displaying the ultimate home field advantage yesterday, keeping Team Ecuador up the night before. We're Covino and Rich, happy to be up early in the morning here on the West Coast in for Dan Patrick.
Do you feel like Team Mexico was outside your window last night? I got no sleep.
Same, dude.
Every time we do the Dan Patrick Hattrick, we are the Messies of Fox Sports
Day
Radio.
one is always rough.
Day one, then you get used to it a little bit, but day one, I was trying so hard to fall asleep early last night, and you know when you're just laying there in bed and everything is going through your mind?
Oh, and someone shot off fireworks at like midnight, like 2 booms over like a 10-minute span.
Rich,
please, it's too early for this.
Rich got to the point where he was like, where's my birth certificate? You got up and looked for it?
Yeah.
What's in my safety deposit box?
Yeah.
Wait a
Man,
minute.
I think I forgot the code.
Then I was like, the side of my house, I've had a gopher problem. I'm like, well, maybe I'll catch him if I go out there at 2 in the morning and just look.
Nocturnal creatures.
So, yeah, I couldn't sleep last night, and Team Mexico was not outside my window.
We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Covino and Rich in for the great DP, day one of the Dan Patrick Hattrick. And after the show, the DP podcast and our stream will be going up. So if you miss any of today's show, any show ever, be sure to listen to the podcast. Search Covino and Rich, Covino, Covino and Rich, wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to follow and review. Follow, rate, and review. 5 stars only, because anything less is uncivilized. Ooh. I'm Steve Covino, just a kid from Union, New Jersey. Rich Davis put the square in Franklin Square, Long Island. We're out here on the West Coast. The Vatos Locos are still celebrating. And Danny G and Sam are here. We're excited for the games today.
Let's get into LeBron. And I was going to say, and the Lakers, but not the Lakers anymore. Your move, King James. What do you think LeBron James is going to do next now is the question everyone's talking about, right? Like, is Golden State the answer? And then
I think it's the answer, and then I'm like, no way it could be Miami. Then I'm like, oh, maybe it can. But I'm like, Cleveland, nah, it's Golden State.
But it's like he already did a homecoming. Going back to Cleveland would be like going back to that ex one too many times. Like, all right, you went there again, you slept with her, and it was good. That's winning the title with Cleveland.
Yeah, but you know
what can't go back
be?
for a third time. Come on.
He can, and it would be fun times in Cleveland again.
Cleveland.
It would be huge. It's a homecoming.
My thought would be.
That's why I said I'm just a kid from Union, New Jersey. He's just a kid from Akron, man, to go back and run it back one more time. Remember, this is sort of his farewell. So,
but you know what? It
could happen.
You know why Golden State makes the most sense?
Well, it does.
Because they're going to create the super old guy team, and he'll still be like a 45-minute flight away from Los Angeles, where his son is playing with the Lakers. Where
they
his wife,
be the Golden guys.
No, we talked about that months ago on our afternoon show because he wants to be close enough to Southern California where his family loves it and he loves it.
Well, no, it's a win-win for everybody.
And the Steph Curry angle, of course.
Yeah, two GOATs get to play together. They've always wanted to. LeBron gets to play with Draymond Green. They're best buds. It's reunited, and it feels so good with AD. And they'd have the big four in Golden State. And as of yesterday, they'd want to keep Jimmy Butler, too, or they would try to keep him.
I mean,
so
listen,
it's a big five of old guys.
It really is, as you said, the golden guys, not the golden girls.
I got to give Rob Parker the credit. The golden guy.
Well, I figured it was Rob Parker if it was like a cheesy headline.
Yeah. It'd be the golden guy.
But, I mean,
stop it.
It's the greatest team ever if it was 2015. But if you did get Steph and Draymond and AD and LeBron.
It would still be a traveling circus the best way possible. It's a game you must go to if they're in town because you're seeing all the legends. And, look, they still have a chance to sell lots of tickets, not necessarily a chance to win. A chance to win that game, a chance to win it all, definitely not.
But what you're saying
unless there's some young blood involved.
What you're saying does ring true, though, that if you got young kids and
it's like Bozo the Clown's in town.
If you
got to go.
If you told me, it's like when Ringling Brothers said, "Oh, we got a unicorn."
It's like Gunther Gable Williams. We got to go.
If you had
circuses in town, man.
You had Steph, LeBron, Draymond, and AD, and Jimmy Butler all playing on the same old guy all-star team, and they came to your town.
That's your one-stop shop. That's what I do with my daughter. If there's a rock festival or something, and there's a lot of great bands on that lineup, I'm like, I could influence her and introduce her to all these bands at one show. Let's go. You could take your nose-picking kid, bring the whole family to see all the legends in one game. You did your job as a parent.
And with load management, they all can't sit out, right?
Someone's got to play.
Someone's got to play. So I think it'll be the move that happens. It's still so many things that need to happen, meaning 3 of the guys you just spoke of could be going elsewhere. Jimmy Butler's not locked in there. They may move him. LeBron still has to go there, and same with AD. But if that were to happen, that's the move. But here's the question for you guys. Are Lakers fans and people out here in Los Angeles ungrateful for what LeBron James gave them?
Yeah, there's a lot of – I can't speak for the fans, but as far as talking heads – and the days go by, they're burning down the house. As far as talking heads and other broadcasters and things I see on social media, there's an ungrateful attitude towards LeBron for sure. Like, he was never a Laker. He's never going to be a Laker. Lakers never embraced him. L.A. never embraced him. He never embraced L.A. He's all about LeBron. And, like his time here was mild. And I have to remind everybody, hey, he won a championship, guys.
Yeah.
He did a lot for the Lakers. Lakers stunk before he got here. So
people forget
your
that.
Thoughts?
Well, we'll get to more LeBron. And I just realized it's a very special day that people like to talk about. I roll my eyes at it. I'll explain next. More Covino and Rich. In for the great Dan Patrick. 4th of July week. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, we're Covino and Rich from Fox Sports Radio, and you watch the drivers.
You watch the cars.
But these are the people that make race day happen.
Veterans and military families you've never heard of.
This is Unsung Heroes. Take a look.
Around the track, there are military veterans who never stop serving. only changed uniforms.
There are definitely similarities between the NASCAR industry and the military.
You have the ability to work as a team. That's a big part of what you learn while you're in the military.
I learned from the military, communication is how to convey the point and still get the mission done.
I learned that it's just adapting on the fly to the situations that are presented during the race.
At NASCAR, veterans help keep the race moving on the track. Across the country, they're answering another call to serve in local communities. Vet the Vote is a national campaign recruiting veterans and military family members to serve again as poll workers in their state and local elections.
It's kind of nice to continue to give back for a better America for our kids and everybody around us.
Learn more and continue your service at vetthee.vote/NASCAR.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar? Yeah. Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
NBA free agency is tipped off, and LeBron James is on the market. The 41-year-old leaving the Lakers after 8 seasons reports out that the Warriors, Heat, and Cavs are the most likely landing spots for James. Meanwhile, another trade-grabbing headlines. The Clippers reportedly are dealing Kawhi Leonard to the Raptors for 3 players in a series of first-round draft picks. Leonard heading back to Toronto, where he won a title in 2019. Baseball, the struggles continue for the Yankees. The losing skid is 6 as they were bombed by Detroit 9-3. Yanks held only 4 hits. Designated hitter Ben Rice.
A lot of times individually, we go through the ups and downs. Sometimes the downs last a little longer than we would like, and it just so happens that right now it's kind of like the whole team is, kind of going through something all at once. So it just is what it is.
Tampa Bay won its 6th straight, beating the Royals. The Rays now lead the Yanks by 2.5 games in the AL East. And France, Mexico, and Norway all won World Cup matches, advancing to the round of 16. The U.S. meets Bosnia-Herzegovina tonight. I'm Matt McCoy.
most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Hey, that's us. Steve El Hombre Más Guapo Covino. Guapos Locos forever, carnalito. And that's Richie Dicky Doodle Davis, because he's the guy that makes something called Dicky Doodle Dandies for every 4th of July celebration. And by the way, guys, as Iowa Sam plays the Glockenspiel, it's the 1st of the month.
Wake up.
So
wake up.
Cash your checks.
Get up.
The legend of the rent is due. Pay your child support. And let's have a great month. It's a holiday week, and we're here to celebrate day one of the hat trick.
You say the Dicky Doodle Dandies. Do you know what those are, Danny J? I've been making these for years.
Why do you think they call Rich the Dandy Boy?
No one's ever said that.
Yeah, everybody does. Behind your back.
Hey, keep it down. Keep it down. I know you're gonna want to be outside my window making noise like Team Mexico.
That's right.
By the way, that's why Ecuador lost if you missed first hour. All that noise.
That's home field advantage, man.
Sorry, Covino.
You say noise, I say el sondito.
Stop the party. Dicky Doodle Dandies, Danny G. Get this. I do this every 4th of July.
You can share your secret?
You can make kid versions or adult versions. You hollow out strawberries and you put blue Jell-O shots.
Oh, I saw this on Triple D.
You put blue Jell-O shots inside the strawberries, and then you top them off with like Cool Whip. So it's like a Jell-O shot inside a strawberry with whipped cream.
That's
red,
right.
white, and blue.
Guy Fieri pretended like he ate one.
Guy Fieri, I invented these.
Rich taught Guy Fieri about these. Shout out to Guy Fieri. He's actually a friend of the show. He's our guy. Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick.
Santa Rosa in the house.
Hope you had a Norway, France, Mexico sort of night. And, of course, today, USA, USA, USA. We'll get you pumped for that. We also got Mike, who runs this take. We do that on our show Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 on the West, Covino and Rich. He has a take. We discuss it. It's soccer-related.
Yeah, bud.
Plus, Midweek Major, the biggest stories in sports and pop culture. We decide, are they midweek or major stories? Now, we're talking LeBron. We'll talk soccer again. If you missed anything, catch it on the podcast. We're streaming live, youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. LeBron, the question is simple, and we'll elaborate, but are Lakers fans ungrateful? Because as it starts to sink in that he's moving on,
I mean,
and he's taking his talent somewhere else.
Ungrateful is a harsh word. Like, imagine if you told your kids or wife, like, you're ungrateful. It's a heavy duty.
No,
word.
But all right, outside looking in, Rich and I are transplants.
No, your hair is.
Rich, how about
you and John Cena?
That's
Rich,
why I'm wearing a hat.
Underappreciated.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't appreciate me.
I don't know. The vibe I'm getting outside looking in. We've been here in LA for a long time. We've watched a lot of Lakers. We've covered a lot of Lakers. I feel that the sentiment is, and I can understand that he never really felt like a Laker. He just felt like LeBron in a Lakers uniform.
Like an outsider.
He did, right? A little bit. And that's not to take away from the championship. I'm the first guy to be like, yo, he won, and the bubble was just as difficult, if not more difficult, than any other championship. So he won. Stop trying to minimize and diminish what he accomplished. And it wasn't just the championship. He turned the organization around. He made the playoff. What was his career stats, Danny G, with the Lakers?
Let me get that pulled up here.
You think he has it in front of him?
He's the biggest Lakers fan
now.
I know.
Yeah,
so of course
340 and 200.
No. As far as
overall playoff series record with the Lakers, 7 series wins, 5 series losses. You talked about the 2020 COVID championship, with which some people diminish. We'll talk about that in a minute. 4 playoff appearances, 2 missed playoffs, 3 first-round exits, which Rob Parker was pointing to on the network yesterday.
Yeah.
1 Western Conference Finals appearance in 23, and 1 Western Conference semifinals appearance, which was this past season.
Wait, hold on. You're leaving off. And 1 NBA Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
Did you watch the Knicks and the in the Spurs in that last cup?
No.
I bet you'd even watch a minute of it.
No, not at all.
But there's a sentiment or a feeling that his run with the Lakers was kind of mild, and I think that's only because expectations with LeBron James are so high. They're not realistic. You wouldn't say that, as we pointed out yesterday, Mike, who runs his take, he was like, you wouldn't say that about Giannis or Jokic or anybody else because you just wouldn't.
If you win one title with a team.
It's because it's LeBron that everyone's like, yeah, whatever. He didn't really do anything.
If you win a title with a team, usually you are a legend in that town forever. As a Mets fan, you always make fun of me how you go to Citi Field and then formerly Shea Stadium. We're still living off the hype of Gary Carter's afro and Darryl Strawberry and Keith Hernandez's mustache, and it's 40 years later. You're right. If you're in Milwaukee, Giannis, until they win another, everyone's gonna always be like, man, remember when Giannis won one in the 2010s?
You know why this is different, Rich?
Because
you talked about the Knicks parade for days. We even talked about it a couple of days ago because there was more fallout from that senior executive that got fired from J.P. Morgan. Remember?
The garbage can girl.
That parade went on forever. Los Angeles never got a parade after the Lakers won. It was almost like the A's celebration after the big earthquake in the Bay Area when they beat the Giants. It was subdued. So I think that's a big part of this, and a lot of people poo-poo the title and call it Mickey Mouse and all that. So
I think you're a subdude if you downplay that championship. Here's why. I'd love to have someone explain this to me. We all watched it. We had nothing else to watch except for Tiger King. We all watched the championship. It was highly competitive from my standpoint, especially when you think about how difficult life was for you.
Covino
sucked.
He loved Joe Exotic.
Hold on. Life sucked. Joe Exotic is your hero.
Covino actually had a mullet for a minute.
Life sucked for everybody.
I could get Carol Baskin on the show for you.
Worst. Get Carol Bass on the show.
Baskin, not Karen Bass.
Baskin.
Well, I don't want either.
Mayor?
That's Karen Bass. Now, if it was bad for us, think of how bad it was to be in the bubble. It wasn't easy. It was more difficult to play during that time.
There were in-team fights. There were players arguing with each other.
It was the worst. It was so awkward. I thought it was more difficult to pull that off than a regular championship. I give them all the credit in the world. I don't take it away. However, LeBron's just that guy, and you could say it's because of his me-Bron attitude that it makes it easy for people to dump on. Right?
I think the only cool part about the bubble was the emergence of Jimmy Butler's coffee brand. But besides that, it was tough. But yesterday, someone hit up Covino and Rich. That's us. On our afternoon show.
That's us, guys.
That's us, guys. And actually made a good point about whether or not Lakers fans are a little ungrateful. Take a listen.
It was a call from Long Beach.
There's so much drama in the LBC. What's up, Mark?
I think Laker fans are so damn ungrateful. Just remember, before he arrived, the 6 years previous to that was the worst era of Lakers basketball. They were winning 25 games a year. They were a complete, utter embarrassment and joke. And everybody talking about that youth movement with Ingram and Randall and Lonzo Ball. They were going nowhere.
Yeah.
When he arrived is when the turnaround began. So I don't know why they continually compare Kobe and LeBron. He never made it about them. If anything, LeBron only compares himself to MJ, which, let's be honest, as much as I love Kobe, he's my favorite player of all time, LeBron's a better player than him. And to me, he's still second to MJ. But regardless of all that, if he doesn't come here, they don't win the title, and he doesn't bring them back to relevancy. So I want to thank him for his service. And if I'm him, the move I make is forget going back home one more time. Going back to Cleveland a third time would be a mistake. Go back to Miami. Mend the wrongs with Pat Riley. They got Giannis, so you don't have to be go-to guy. You got an elite defender in Bam. They know they're going to win, and you got a great coach in Spoelstra. So.
And he did promise. He promised more championships in Miami.
Oh, and that could be the angle. Be like, I promise you more. He does owe you.
Not 4, not 5.
I mean,
here comes 3 and 4.
I mean, listen, LeBron James.
By the way, that was courtesy of us yesterday.
Yeah, courtey of this guy and me
on our show.
There was
2 to 4 on the West.
We forget, and it's easy to forget that the end of the Kobe era wasn't great.
Ever.
And there was a window of time where the Lakers really did stink. And there was that youth movement of like, this is the next generation.
Well, you got to bring up old stuff.
And it never worked out.
You know what it feels like? You know how we often talk about separating the art from the person, like Michael Jackson?
Man,
you almost have to do the same for LeBron. People just have such a deep-rooted dislike for the guy for whatever reason. you can't take away what he did for the Lakers.
I think you know the reasons.
No, but that's the truth. So it's like, yeah, but he did bring a championship. He did change the course of the team. He brought so many stars to play alongside him.
Oh, I'm not discounting that.
But there's a lot of people that are.
I'm a lifelong Lakers fan, and I understand both sides of it. I rooted for him on the court. Off the court, obviously, people dislike him. There's a lot of ego involved. He casts a large shadow over an organization. Even
separate the man from the player. And I'm not saying
even an
that
organization
he's a bad guy.
like the Lakers couldn't shake his shadow necessarily. So that's why there was a large portion of Laker fans who were like, man, I don't like this player, but I guess I have to root for him because he's on my team right now. And they have been the ones celebrating since the announcement.
Yeah, Len from Idaho hit me up. He goes, dude, I'm so glad LeBum is gone. Happy, happy, happy. Happy. He says, I might even start watching my beloved Lakers again. And he also says, buy XRP. I don't know if that's a sign.
And then he's giving you crypto tips.
Yeah, but I'm like, oh, maybe I should now. I don't know. But I feel like he's not the only. There's so many people that are like, good riddance. And I feel like that's an ungrateful sentiment when you did get a championship.
You know,
we just expected more because he's LeBron.
Because Kobe meant so much to this city. And because Kobe was such a legend and beloved, we forget that after all those NBA titles,
they were stinking like Abe Lincoln.
From 2013 to when LeBron came here, 2018, 2019, there was a window of time where, I'm looking it up right now, Danny, 27 wins, 21 wins, 17 wins, 26 wins. It was like bottom of the barrel bad. And LeBron comes in and sort of brings the team back to like, all right, they're an automatic playoff contender. They're an automatic title, contender. It only happened one time.
Well, it wasn't that easy when he first got here, Rich. He had a little bit of a nagging injury when he first arrived.
The year one wasn't great.
That affected him. Yeah, it was a slow burn. It was.
But
Jeannie Buss put out a thank you, and I'm sure you saw it by now, but LeBron James did tweet out, no, thank you. Truly an honor to wear the purple and gold while trying to continue the greatness and legacies that came before me. Hope I made a few proud during my stint. Like, he tried to make his mark as a Laker, but he always felt too LeBron. That is the feeling I think a lot of fans have.
I think it's I'm not saying Laker fans are ungrateful. Don't get me wrong. But I think what you're looking at is, by comparison, let me explain. If someone were to ever lead the Cleveland Browns to a Super Bowl, they would just need to win one, and they'd be the greatest person ever. Now, if
Lakers, you got to win more than one.
If Drake May wins a Super Bowl for the Patriots, you know what it's going to be like? Yo, man, that's pretty cool. Tom Brady won 6.
You need 4 more.
But you're holding LeBron to the standard of Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, James Worthy, Shaquille O'Neal, everyone before him. So you're talking about the most storied franchise in the NBA, maybe other than the Celtics. So LeBron winning one just wasn't enough for the standards. It's like,
and
it's
he's
like,
compared to Jordan
Laker
all the time,
fans.
So you're like, all right.
Laker fans stay at the 4 seasons. Like, you could, like,
but I'm saying that is that is unfair, or you could say that's totally fair considering he is LeBron and he has a standard or an expectation. But it seems like, based on the feedback and the feeling, we're out here in Los Angeles, that there's some ungrateful fans for what he did.
But
there's like a sentiment. We even pointed this out on our show yesterday, Rich. Like his time in LA was sort of mild, as you put it.
It was mild based on, again, you guys are all ignoring my greatest point of all points. By comparison, if you dated kinky, crazy girls in the bedroom, and then compared to a girl that's like sort of conservative.
Where you hanging, Love Island?
Have you seen that show? Jeez, people do anything
nowadays.
Yeah,
Rich, genuinely.
But what?
Literally.
If you're in Toronto, Kawhi Leonard bringing you a title was glorious. That's it. You won one, right?
Yeah, he's trying to do it again.
Like,
by the way, LA lost some big stars yesterday. Seriously,
but
that's
they also
big star power.
Both teams also needed a youth movement.
Yeah. No doubt. That's big time change.
I'm just saying it's like it's all comparison games. It really is. LeBron James, when you play, it's got like you always.
So mild you're a Yankees fan.
Unfair. You're a Yankees fan, dude. Like if A-Rod won one World Series with you guys,
I think it's foolish to think, and we've seen it like those days of the Chicago Bulls, even the Golden State Warriors, they're done. There's a parity that hasn't existed, and that's great for baseball. That's great for basketball. Like, to expect more is also unrealistic.
I know,
the
but
guy got one. If the Yankees got one right now, I'm pumped.
Yeah,
it's been since 2009. Our expectations are, no, you got to repeat. I'm not saying that's a bad take. I'm saying, like, stop being unrealistic. I think you're absolutely right, Rich, but it's not realistic in today's game.
Like, A-Rod won a World Series with the Yankees, and he was an MVP around that same time. But everyone's like, yeah, you know what? But Jeter won 5. It's all comparison games in relationships, at work, in life. We hate that. Comparison is the thief of joy.
I think in retrospect.
Have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard that saying?
Yeah,
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Who'd you get that from?
Probably Gary Vaynerchuk or something, probably. But when you look on social media.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Don't look at other people. I'm Gary Vaynerchuk.
I'm Gary Vaynerchuk.
But think about it. You go on social media. Covino's guilty of this. He'd be like, dude, why is everyone swimming in a cenote in Tulum? And here I am sitting on my ass at home.
Yeah, why is everybody having so much more fun?
When you go on social media.
I'm feeling it for Dan Patrick, everyone else living like kings.
I hate how all my neighbors have electric cars and I'm paying $7 a gallon for gas.
Yeah, but if you compare yourself to everyone else, go on social media, you'll feel like ass. And that's what we do in sports. You compare yourself to the organization you play for. Like I said, Drake May, if he were to win a Super Bowl, it would be like, yeah, it's really cool, man. Hey, then Tom Brady won 6. Now, but if you won for the Cleveland Browns or Jets, they make a statue for you.
I think it's that, and I think it's unfair.
Yeah.
But I also think it's definitely how LeBron rubs people the wrong. They don't like the guy.
I think that's almost all of it, Covino, because
that's definitely part of it.
This is a LeBron thing.
So I'm saying separate it.
We have
you
talked.
could still do moonwalk dance moves and listen to Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
you could still appreciate what LeBron did for the Lakers and not necessarily, ride with the guy.
On our PM Drive show, we've had more than one conversation about how people are not going to appreciate, just fans, sports fans in general, are not going to appreciate what LeBron did for the NBA as a league, as an association, until he's long gone.
And by the way, I'm not comparing LeBron to Michael Jackson. I'm saying you need to, if you don't like him for whatever reason, like you just don't like him, you got to separate
like
that.
the fake reading of the book.
Yeah.
There's a list of things that rub people the wrong way.
Most people compare LeBron to Michael Jordan. Covino compares him to Michael Jackson.
Well, because I'm saying you got to separate the man from the artist. You got to, if you don't like him as a man, which that's your own thing, and you're entitled to feel however you want. You got to separate his stats from those feelings.
You do, and this was also the media's fault, because whenever there was a big topic in our country, politics, whatever it was, they would always run to LeBron and say, what do you think about that? And instead of him saying, you know what, I got to study up on that before I comment, he would comment, and then everybody would tear him apart because he was uneducated on the topic.
Oh, but Danny G, on the flip side, what's more aggravating? When people don't say anything at all, right? Like, we hate those BS answers. We want to know what people think. Sometimes when you hear the standard BS answers, it aggravates you. So now that he's outspoken, we don't like that either.
Yeah.
So you got to make up your mind.
I think people.
How do you feel about LeBron? How do you feel about his next move? I think we're getting that circus sideshow. I think it's going to sell a lot of tickets. I think it's going to be amazing. It's like a super group. Like, as I said yesterday, it's like Audio Slave on the basketball court. You're going to have a super group of golden guys out there selling tickets. It's going to be huge for the NBA, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see. Will they compete? Yeah, they'll compete. Will they win it all? No, the West is too strong, and it's a young man's league, period.
So it's so wild to me, the expectation that is held for LeBron James, that winning a title for a team wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough.
Let me ask you this. If, let's just say in a different alternate universe, Danny G,
the fact that we have to ask this question shows everything. He was unappreciated.
If LeBron never came to the Lakers, let's say it's an alternate NBA universe where, flip it, he went to the Clippers and Kawhi went to the Lakers. If Kawhi wins one as a Laker, don't you look at it a little different? Like, oh, he won one for the Spurs.
I feel like if it was the COVID title, people would still be, making the same jokes, it's the same low-hanging fruit. And I feel like that's going to hang over the Lakers for a long time until they win a regular season, and then NBA Finals, a full season. Because Covino, Rob Parker, you heard him yesterday as we were leaving the network. His whole take was, that's Mickey Mouse. It doesn't count. And we've how many years have we heard that?
I can never wrap my head around that specific downplay.
Because everyone was trying.
Everyone was trying.
And it was one of the hardest years of all of us.
For everybody. Yeah. You think it was any easier for the NBA players to be away from their families in a bubble and how much tension was in the air amongst the teammates and other teams?
And the one thing I pointed out on our afternoon show yesterday, the Lakers were 52-19 before COVID. So it's not like they were scrubs that just got lucky in this bubble.
Now, we're not saying all Lakers fans are ungrateful, but there's definitely a feeling of he was unappreciated, but there's also a feeling that maybe his run here was a little mild, but I think it's because of the man, not because of his numbers. And I'm not saying he's a bad guy at all. I'm just saying I think that's the vibe I'm getting. And there is a vibe that he never did feel like a Laker, just LeBron in a Lakers jersey.
You know, it's so wild.
And L.A. didn't embrace him the way they embraced Kobe or anybody else as a result. But when all's said and done, 40 years from now, we'll look back and people will remember, yeah, he did his thing. You know, he broke the scoring record. He won the in-season tournament. He won in 2020.
Isn't it sort of wild how he just rubs people the wrong way?
It's just that.
But when it comes to like off the court stuff, like doesn't do any crimes or doesn't
No, he's a great dad, great role model.
Never had for the spotlight that's on him. The guy's really done nothing but like rub you the wrong way. Yet there's guys
he's no Johnny Gill, that's for sure.
But there's guys and women outside of their entertainment or sports world that do terrible things. We're like, we still love them.
Yeah,
LeBron. You don't like the way he reads a book. You don't like that he's a little at times self-indulgent. I guess.
And we'll make it pretty clear. Rich and I have always been and Danny G supporters of LeBron, but we still understand why some people don't enjoy him. But his whole career spanned the run of our show, man.
Purely on the court, there were some things he did last season at that age where all of us came in the next day on the network and we're like, holy guacamole. You saw that?
Yeah.
That guy's doing windmill dunks and he's in his 40s.
What in the world?
Like most 40-year-old guys, they pull a hamstring playing the men's softball.
Yo, Covino hurt his neck sneezing a couple weeks ago.
That's true.
That's a true story.
It's true. So Fox Sports Radio, Dan Patrick, how do you feel about LeBron's next move? But right now, how do you feel about his time in L.A.?
It wasn't sneezing, Danny. Covino did hurt his neck. Remember what it was from?
I'm trying to make this story cooler.
He hurt his shoulder trying to swat a fly.
I did. I tried to snag him,
Mr. Miyagi.
Like Miyagi style. I was like, pop my rotator cuff. I'm on the IL for 6 months now.
Yeah, career over. So
that's a true story, by the way, and I'm not proud of it.
Your thoughts on LeBron and Big Mike comes in here next, as we call them, Cold Stone.
Who?
Steve Austin.
He comes in here. He's got his segment of the week. We call it Mike Runs This Take, where he has a preposterous thought. He's the guy around the office that's always chirping. So we're like, Mike, once a week, come on the show.
I know it's soccer related, Rich. World Cup related. So.
Right, well, hey, we bring in Mike next. We'll do that and a bunch more. Having fun. In for great Dan Patrick on a Wednesday here at Fox Sports Radio. Let's go.
These days when money's tight, like your jeans, Rich, like Sam's jersey, and you're a little behind, it can be tough to catch up. You might be searching for ways to save, even on things like car and home insurance, trying to make a comeback. You need the budgetary equivalent of a back nine rally.
Yeah, that's where Liberty Mutual is clutch. They customize your car and home insurance to save you money. When you bundle your car and home, those savings really start to add up, and you can make a great comeback for the ages, like sinking a birdie putt on the 18th green.
Liberty Mutual is the perfect playing partner, showing up ready to help, going above and beyond to make saving on a car and home insurance feel simple, human, and achievable. No coupons or endless searching. Just a team committed to helping you keep more of what matters in your pocket.
Yeah, so instead of chasing
cash
deals,
money.
Instead of chasing those deals across the internet, you can feel confident knowing your coverage is customized with savings in mind. Liberty, 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 liberty. Get a quote today at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent.
Hey, we're Covino and Rich from Fox Sports Radio, and you watch the drivers.
You watch the cars.
But these are the people that make race day happen.
Veterans and military families you've never heard of.
This is Unsung Heroes. Take a look.
Around the track, there are military veterans who never stopped serving, only changed uniforms.
There are definitely similarities between the NASCAR industry and the military.
You have the ability to work as a team. That's a big part of what you learn while you're in the military.
I learned from the military, communication is how to convey the point and still get the mission done.
I learned that it's just adapting on the fly to the situations that are presented during the race.
At NASCAR, veterans help keep the race moving on the track. Across the country, they're answering another call to serve in local communities. Vet the Vote is a national campaign recruiting veterans and military family members to serve again as poll workers in their state and local elections.
It's kind of nice to continue to give back for a better America, for our kids and everybody around us.
Learn more and continue your service at vetthee.vote/NASCAR.
Jake Paul has this amazing career in fighting. Now Jake Paul's like, all right, well, what's next? I'm not saying his career's over, but he is sort of switching it up.
I do have NFL aspirations.
Oh, wow.
After boxing.
Is that he's like, yo, I think I'm going to take my talents to college football now, and in hopes to make it to the NFL. He wants to play for Stanford as a slot receiver or something like that. But for him to think he's going to make it to the NFL, look, he's proved us all wrong already. But that's impossible, dude. Get out of here with that. I don't see that happening. Like, you're big time dreaming if you think that's possible. You're really underestimating the talents of these NFL dudes.
Nothing and everything is possible.
I mean, I would wish him the best. I would love to see it. That's not me rooting against the dude, right? We've had great run-ins with the Pauls, and they've put on some great events, and I'm all there for it.
Listen, anytime we've ever interviewed the Paul brothers, always been nice as well. But here's the thing. The fact that Jake Paul did this in boxing makes you wonder, well, he's got a work ethic that's unmatched. But thinking he could just become a receiver that could play at an elite enough college level, and then to jump into the NFL is just like, I get it, dude. Like,
there's certain,
we all want those things, but
certain tangibles, I guess. There's skill sets that you need. Like, to be a fighter, yes, you need certain skill sets, but it's the raw form of combat, right?
Mm-hmm.
With professional football, you have to have a certain level of speed, like God-given abilities, I think. A certain level of hands. Like, you have to be elite on different levels. So I'm not wishing anything against the dude. In fact, I'd root to see him succeed. But Sean Merriman has now weighed in on it, and they're beefing as well. And Danny G has the sequence of tweets and back and forth.
You know what? But rather than me read these tweets, let's hear it from I don't want to call him a horse, but let's hear from the Lightning's mouth, because he's a friend of mine and yours, Sean Merriman, on the show right now.
Yeah, what's up, Sean?
Sean!
What's up, fellas?
Tell us, like, where this all started and where this beef with you and Jake Paul right now.
You know it's weird, man, because I was around Jake when he first really got into boxing. I was the very first one that came out and said, listen, I don't know how far this kid going to take it,
but I can tell you that he's going to do well. I don't know how far he's going to take it because I've seen it. I saw the work ethic, and I've been around professional athletes my whole life. So I've only done, but promote Jake, and even though that he warrants, some of the criticism he gets, he's done a great job in what he's doing. And so, fast forward a couple of days ago, I saw one of the posts online, and he was doing a podcast talking about potentially trying out for football and making a team at Stanford and playing for the Cowboys and something else. And I kind of just quoted, reposted like, man, you guys can miss me with this. I'm not even paying attention to it. I wasn't even really aimed at him, but I just thought it was so outrageous for him to say that. And I know that he rage baits a lot of people. And normally I actually enjoy it because people just, he grabs people's attention.
Yeah.
But he rage baited me. I'm not one to, I'm not one to be rage baited. And I just made a simple quote, and then he commented under about me hating on him. And I was like, dude, I was the very first one that told everybody you're going to be doing exactly what you're doing now.
Okay, but his tweet was in for Dan Patrick, day one of the Dan Patrick Hattrick.
Not only is today day one of the Hattrick, we are the Messi of Fox Sports Radio.
Everybody's saying it.
Today's another day that people love to bring up every year.
Oh, the first of the month.
No, it's like the most annoying thing in the world of sports.
I know what's coming.
Don't say what it is. I want to see if I'm going to let you think about it for a second. Today is the day that once a year everyone's like, hey, Rich, you know what today is? There's your hint. And I hate it.
Today's the day you get the brown card. That's what today is.
Think about Rich's love of baseball.
Oh, okay. So we'll let you know. Brown card, someone, throw the brown card on Rich Davis, everybody. Toilet paper is a foul. Brown card issued. Dry TP smears and leaves extra men on the field, if you know what I mean. Dude wipes are XL wet and built to close out the game properly. Get this is great. Send a free 10-pack to a TP user at dudewipes.com/brown card.
So if you know someone that's got a stinky,
if you're living like George Washington on Rich's shirt, like our forefathers, if you're stinking like Abe Lincoln and you're still just using TP, brown card issued, send them the Dude Wipes. Dudewipes.com/brown card.
You like my holiday shirt? 1776 national champs?
Honestly, it's like it's comparison, like you said. You know how LeBron doesn't get the credit because he's compared to the greats?
Yeah.
Your shirt's just okay compared to Sam's.
I know. Honestly, Sam, you outdid us all. Iowa Sam's got
how much you pay for that?
He's got, this is probably like I probably bought this on Instagram or TikTok for like 30 bucks.
I saw it on social media.
And Iowa Sam bought a $10 bootleg Team USA jersey at CVS Pharmacy.
CVS.
Just caught my eye and reeled me in.
I'll be honest, you win the day. I think that's fantastic.
I feel like you bought some Dr. Scholl's and got that for free or something. I don't know. That's so funny.
It came wadded up in like a little capsule.
No, the CVS coupon printed out a mile long, and one of the coupons said free shirt.
It's so funny.
I'd like to redeem my free shirt.
All right. Now, on our show, every Wednesday, we do a few things. We always have fun, okay? Super fun time.
That's true.
With Covino and Rich. We do something called Midweek Major. We got that coming up. Biggest stories in sports called Midweek Major. And Mike, who runs this take? Let's get into
Who's the microphone assassin?
It's time for Mike, who runs this take.
Who? Big Mike may get to be in charge of this segment, but he still doesn't run this place. He really doesn't even run this segment when you think about it, because this mic can be turned off by Sam at any moment.
That may be true, but Big Mike does get to pick the topic, and then CNR offer their strong opinions on it. Consider it a warm-up to Midweek Major. Mike, who runs this take.
Who? Mike, he runs this place, but on Wednesdays he runs this take.
Never heard of him.
If you're watching the show on YouTube, don't be confused. It's not Bruce Willis. It's not Stone Cold. It's the Cold Stone, Steve Austin of Fox Sports Radio.
That's so sweet of you, Coach.
It's not Rick
Thank
from
you.
Pawn Stars. But you know what, Mike? I got to compliment you. You're a handsome dude, and I love your national pride today, bro. You're a true USA fan.
Hold on. Can we, before we get into Mike's take, video producer spot, can you do a side-by-side of Mike and Sam? Because Mike has the actual logo, and when you compare it to Sam's bootleg, it's funny because they're trying, you're realizing on Sam's shirt what they're trying to do.
Yo, Sam, how do you do it, bro?
How do
you do that on purpose?
He's so unintentional. Sam's unintentionally awesome.
It's like someone took Mike's shirt and they closed their eyes and they tried to draw my shirt.
Like the colors.
They drew my shirt when they were closing their eyes and looking at Mike's shirt.
Like the color scheme, the color scheme's the same, but the colors are swapped. Man. So anyway, Mike, you got your hot take of the week or what?
What's
what
up,
are we doing?
Mike?
First, actually, I did want to weigh in on this whole LeBron-Laker tenure and how that turned out. I'm a lifelong Laker fan.
Are fans totally taking it for granted or what?
Yeah, I think they are, and I think the fans that good. Look, I'm happy he's leaving because I think it's what's best for the team. When he came in,
its course, right?
And when he showed up in LA, I was like, all right, I guess let's see. I've never been a fan of the guy LeBron, and when he was here as a human being, maybe I wasn't the biggest fan, but he did his job on the court, man.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody can sit here and say LeBron did not bring it on the basketball court for the Lakers every night, giving him his all, brought a championship,
True.
And while I'm a Lakers fan and I will defend the bubble championship, the Lakers did have one slight advantage in the bubble, and that is the fact that they were the old team, right? They were the guys that, and it was a shortened season. They didn't have to travel. They got to stay in the same place.
Yeah, but those things apply to all the teams.
Sure,
right?
I understand, but as an older team, it helped the Lakers a little more than some of the younger teams who didn't need as much rest. But that's negligible, and that's not why they won the championship. They won the championship because they were the best team.
You know, it doesn't make sense, and I'm giving you credit, Mike. You made me think about this. He gave his all, right? He stayed in incredible shape. So how could we, in one side of our mouth, say it's incredible what he does for his age, and then criticize the guy for not doing it, doing more?
That's what I'm saying.
Do you know anyone else that could do what he did for the Lakers? I think there's a lot of people that are ungrateful for what he did, and Mike's a fan, so I take your take on it.
All right. Well, let's get into the take I'm actually talking about today, because we're all about the World Cup these days.
Yeah,
right?
We got the fever.
I heard Rich talking earlier about how he's decided he really just loves a shootout.
It's true. It's true. I realized when it was 2-0 Mexico, I'm like, what else is on TV? I realized I just love a close game.
I get it. But the question has always remained, why can't the United States men's soccer team be more competitive on the world stage than they are? We are in just about every other sport. Our women's soccer team is usually number one in the world. Like, we have the capability to do it. The question is, why can't we? Why don't we?
Okay.
And I know you guys were talking a little bit earlier, and Rich was saying he didn't know anybody growing up playing soccer.
It's true.
And I really think, and that's my take today, is that's really what it boils down to, is in most other countries in South America and Europe, growing up, every single child plays soccer. Every one of them. We don't even do that with football or baseball out here. Maybe most kids play baseball, but not every single one of them. Those other countries, every single one of them is playing soccer. Like if Barry Sanders grew up playing soccer every single day of his life, you don't think that he would have a chance to rival Messi or Pele as one of the greatest that ever did it?
That's a hot take right there.
I have thoughts on that, but is it fair to say in the United States, more kids use their feet to play kickball than soccer?
No, that's not fair. Not anymore.
No, meaning like, all right, if you take every kid.
Did you want it straight or bouncy when you were playing kickball?
A little in between.
A little bouncy?
I don't want it too bouncy.
How do you want it, a little bouncy?
Danny, too bouncy?
Nah, you know what? I like my, I don't even want to say it.
Okay, easy.
You like? Oh, I knew you. He was gonna say he likes his kickballs like he likes his boobs.
I'm sure
he was gonna say that.
I was gonna say I like my TikTok videos like how I like my kickball.
Oh, bouncy.
A little bouncy.
So, my thought is, not every kid played soccer in the United States, but every kid played a hell of a lot of kickball. So I think more kids use their feet playing kickball in their life than soccer. But here's the deal. I'll tell you why Team USA women's always does well. Probably because around the world, in a lot of cultures, women are not only discouraged from playing sports, probably aren't allowed. And I think women's sports here in the U.S., compared to around the world, always going to dominate.
Very valid point.
Someone made a point to me recently, because I used to say that same thing, Mike, where it's like, what if all the best wide receivers in football, or what if all the elite athletes, all the NBA point guards, like, decided to play soccer instead? But then when you realize Messi, who's the best, is like 5'8", 5'9", is size and strength really...
Well, that's why Barry Sanders is a good example.
Yeah,
if he would have said T.O. or if he would have said LeBron, it's like, yeah, that's not the makeup of a soccer player.
You're talking about an extreme example. I mean, look at Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky was not your prototypical NHL player, and he's the greatest of all time. So that's a one-off when you're talking about a guy like Messi. I'm talking about Mbappe and You look at Erling Haaland, and you look at Harry Kane. These are big, strong, fast guys that have serious athletic ability. And in the United States, all of our athletes with that kind of athletic ability are being channeled toward the sports where they traditionally are going to make money, which is football and basketball and baseball.
Yeah, we're oversaturated with other options.
Right.
Options that seem more appealing for American culture.
I mean, you've seen all of the parents out there in youth sports that are all convinced their children are going to become professional athletes. You don't get that in soccer. You get AYSO moms. You get soccer moms.
Yeah. So, in other words, the same way we lost Kyler Murray to football, he could have been a baseball player.
Right.
We're losing tons of superstars that could have played soccer to other American sports.
My analogy, I grew up on Long Island. My analogy would be we lost a lot of our best baseball players because at the time lacrosse was trendy. And I remember being like, why are you playing
I thought
lacrosse?
you lost them to fist pumping on the East Coast. Yeah, Tony was a great baseball player until he started pumping his fist at the club.
Your thoughts, Mike? Mike poses the question on his take of the week.
It's a two-part doozy, actually. The question's, why do you think that we're not embracing soccer? We're not as good as we should be. And would Barry Sanders, right? Isn't that part of it?
I mean, would our greatest athletes would we rank on the national stage as some of the greatest soccer players that ever lived?
Well, to put in perspective, Mike, we're in the field of 32 now, and I looked it up, and we are predicted to go to the quarterfinals. So if Team USA does their best, they will make it to the final round of 8, and then they'll predict it to lose to Spain, right? If you look at the bracket the right way.
Okay.
So top 8 ain't too shabby.
Oh,
but you're
that's huge progress.
Top 8 would be good.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That would be huge progress.
But what you're saying is if we dominate in so many sports, the Olympics are always on the high medal count, NFL football, Major League Baseball, Japanese players come here. If we're elite in everything, what's the deal with soccer?
Exactly right.
Your thoughts at 877-99 on Fox. Weigh in on Mike. Cold Stone Steve Austin.
Cold Stone Steve Austin.
We'll take your feedback next. In for Dan Patrick, it's Covino and Rich.
Hey, we're Covino and Rich from Fox Sports Radio, and you watch the drivers.
You watch the cars.
But these are the people that make race day happen.
Veterans and military families you've never heard of.
This is Unsung Heroes. Take a look.
Around the track, there are military veterans who never stopped serving, only changed uniforms.
There are definitely similarities between the NASCAR industry and the military.
You have the ability to work as a team. That's a big part of what you learn while you're in the military.
I learned from the military communication is how to convey the point and still get the mission done.
I learned it's just adapting on the fly to the situations that are presented during the race.
At NASCAR, veterans help keep the race moving on the track. Across the country, they're answering another call to serve in local communities. Vet the Vote is a national campaign recruiting veterans and military family members to serve again as poll workers in their state and local elections.
It's kind of nice to continue to give back for a better America for our kids and everybody around us.
Learn more and continue your service at vetv.vote/NASCAR.
we didn't talk much WNBA until Caitlin Clark became a thing.
I don't think you talked about it one time.
That's my point. So there's truth. It's not just like a theory. And get this. The WNBA has been around for 30 years now. So it's not like it wasn't in high gear when we were talking sports in 2013. It's been around for 30 years, and they're celebrating its 30-year anniversary. And Caitlin Clark was left off the poster. She's left off the WNBA poster commemorating the 30-year anniversary.
Nothing.
So how can you commemorate, especially like now she's current. So you you're trying to make this a cool poster for today. How do you leave her off the poster?
Nothing makes less sense. It would be like doing a montage of wrestling. And remember when Hogan had all his discrepancies about the dumb things he said?
Yeah, but there's a reason. There's a reason that for years the Yankees didn't highlight Roger Clemens.
No, but I'm saying usually when you leave someone off a montage,
right,
it's for good reason. Like, oh wow, they left Hulk Hogan out of the montage. Yeah, you hear what he said about black people? Hey, Roger Clemens took steroids. They left him off the montage.
That's people just hate. That's just straight up hating.
It would be the equivalent of leaving Michael Jordan off an NBA anniversary poster.
Yo, dude, Danny G, when I was on my come up in radio, K-Rock, New York, right?
It'd be like doing a radio legend poster and be like, wait, Howard Stern's not on it, huh?
No, yeah, exactly. It's like him not being in the Radio Hall of Fame.
Until
it's just,
like a decade ago, right?
It's just, for all those years, that's just hate. So every year we put out a radio station calendar. And I was a nobody, but I was a personality that people knew from the radio station, right? Like I'd be in the background. I was always in the studio. I was always at every event, but I wasn't one of the main hosts. However, nobody worked harder than me at the radio station, right?
Radio calendar?
Yeah.
Was it shirtless? Or?
It was, I was, and one day I was dressed like a fireman.
Was it? It was the hunks of K-Rock, was it?
No, it was a poster. It was a poster calendar, right? But I happened to be in a photo. It wasn't a photo of me. I was in a photo. It was like me and like Limp Bizkit and like other hosts or something. I forget what band it was. Linkin Park with the other hosts, and I was in it. I was deliberately cut out of that photo because someone thought I wasn't important enough to be on it. I gotta tell you how much that stings when you work so hard. And like I was just in it. It wasn't like they were focused on me, but I'll tell you what was a fact, that I was deliberately cut out because someone thought I shouldn't be there. Because there was no harm in just leaving me in the group shot. I worked at the stage.
Yeah.
There's like label guys, just regular label dudes in the photo, but I, who worked at the station, was cut out of it. And that stuff stings. Well, Caitlin Clark is the first person we've ever talked about in the WNBA in all those years, and she's cut out of the calendar.
Really quick, Rich, I want to point this out too. More egregious.
The month.
Let's go.
You believe it's July 1st, holiday week?
I know.
Holiday.
Celebrate. Hey.
Rich got bang snaps, if you know what I mean. Bang snaps.
Oh, no, people don't know.
Got your sparklers ready for the holidays? We're Covino and Rich, and we're happy to be here. Day one of the Dan Patrick Hattrick, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Remember, after the show, the DP podcast and our stream goes up. Danny G, our super producer, puts up our podcast every day. There's even a best of the week. So be sure to search Covino and Rich, Covino, Covino and Rich, wherever you get your podcast. Follow, rate, and review, 5 stars, and we appreciate it. That's Brown Card Davis, Rich Davis here. It's Covino and Rich, and the phones are hot. We do this every Wednesday with Mike, who runs this place.
Who?
Or as we're calling today, Cold Stone Steve Austin. Rick from Pawn Stars, our very own Rick from Pawn Stars, the handsome Mike who runs this place.
I'm looking at our feedback.
People runs a take.
People are talking about the odds of being a pro soccer player, and I'm trying to make sense of this. Is it easier or harder to be a pro soccer player?
Well, it depends. Pro soccer player as opposed to a pro what? I mean,
NFL player, Major League Baseball player.
It's easier to be a pro soccer player than a pro NFL player, maybe not a pro baseball player, because we're talking about minor leagues. But in soccer, there are so many leagues and so many semi-pro leagues.
Is the path to big money, is what I'm asking, is there a path to big money in soccer that would make it worth it for a young kid? That's another reason
There is a path to big money. Absolutely.
That's why American players are more excited to...
Weston McKennie, these guys are making huge cash overseas.
Yeah, but they see the glitz and glamour and paydays of an NFL star, baseball star, so they're choosing that as opposed to soccer. So Mike's take is, why aren't we embracing soccer? Why aren't we as good as we should be? And he says that Barry Sanders would arguably be one of the best if he played soccer while he was in diapers like people around the world. So let's go to the phones. 877-99 on Fox. Danny G, who do we got?
Let's start in Las Vegas with Nico.
Nico in Vegas. What's up?
Nico, what's up, bud?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, man?
Yeah, so really, it also kind of comes down to the time on task. So in Europe and a lot of places in the world, kids are starting to play soccer at a younger age at academies. So they're playing like 6-7 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week, and then have games. Whereas our kids are going to school for 8 hours a day and then practice for like 2 hours a day, if they even practice 5 days a week. So it's also the infrastructure is very different with soccer in worldwide. And even now you can see with Europe basketball, like teams like Barcelona have a basketball, have volleyball, have soccer, and that's how they run it. So they prioritize very different things. Education's not as big as a priority. And even our players, like you mentioned, like Flo Balogun and Anthony Robinson, you listen to them talk, they have accents because they've been in Europe since they were little kids. So
football is life for other places.
Football is life.
And
season 3.
You got me thinking, Mike, who runs this take, you said Barry Sanders, but when you think about other guys of that stature, like a Ricky Henderson, imagine if a guy like him was playing soccer and stuck with it
from the time he was
a kid. It'd be a different. We'd have a different culture in the world of sports.
Listen, I don't know how it is globally, and maybe here in the U.S. we're catching up with the ridiculousness of like kids in travel ball at 5, 6 years old. If they're in diapers already kicking a ball in Europe, maybe we'll catch up because it's pretty absurd here with travel ball now. All right, one more for now, and then we'll go to all the rest next. Who do we got, Danny?
Adam in Indiana played on our national team.
Yo, what's up, Adam?
Yo.
Congrats, man.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for calling.
I was actually a goalkeeper coach for the Haiti women's national team is what I was.
Oh, nice.
So one of the things is we love our American football, right? And I've always said this. Very similar to what you said with Barry Sanders, the athleticism, the size, the IQ in the sport. Imagine that, growing up playing soccer. No country has a football like we do. They have the soccer. We have American football, and that is so many kids play that. But can you imagine, like you said, Barry Sanders, a Jeremiah Love, or even a Peyton Manning with his size and IQ as a center back? American football, and that's starting to change a little bit with youth systems. But so in the past 20 years, so many more kids have grown up playing football rather than soccer, and that's why you see our women so good. We don't have a massive sport like obviously basketball, yes, for women, but American football is so big here in America that most kids are playing that. And to a gentleman's point, I was talking youth systems earlier, and even here in Indiana we have it. I mean, some of the top quality youth systems are 10,000 plus a year. In Europe and South America, there's more opportunity to get seen and play with a youth academy because the cost is either free or much lower because you're scouted and brought into that academy rather than, hey, mom, dad, you got to pay $10,000 to play on this team. So
yeah, you just need a ball.
And if you're good enough, they'll pay you as a teenager to come and just train.
That's amazing. Hey, thanks so much for the call and the insight. Like Rich said, we're going to get to everybody's phone call, so hang tight. Keep your chonies on. We'll get to you. And if you have more to say about it, 877-99 on Fox, because we got World Cup fever, and this team is good. So it's got us extra excited, and it makes you wonder, why aren't we embracing it more, and why aren't we better?
Want to do one more, Danny, or what?
Sure. Trip in Vegas said he can go quick.
Yo, what's up, Trip?
Make it snappy, buddy.
Hey, gentlemen. I was going to same thing that Nico said in Vegas. It's just infrastructure. First of all, who's this Mike guy? And then it's just infrastructure. we don't have that here in the United States. The same, but even gymnasts or what, it's developed at such an early age. And then I got an athlete for you at his size and speed. Imagine if Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, right.
At an early age.
Yeah.
And it's not that these guys didn't play. I don't know. He may have.
Remember Ocho Cinco was a good...
Even I got sucked into American football culture. Like, we always start off with soccer and end up somewhere else.
Wasn't it Ocho Cinco that was a pretty good soccer player?
Yeah, sure.
Listen, we're talking about elite athletes. Hey, your feedback. We'll wrap this up next. We'll get some more NBA, offseason moves. Maybe talk a little NFL. Getting closer and closer. So all coming up. In for the great Dan Patrick, Covino and Rich, right here on Fox Sports Radio.
USA! 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 All day, let's go!
Hey, we're Covino and Rich from Fox Sports Radio, and you watch the drivers.
You watch the cars.
But these are the people that make race day happen.
Veterans and military families you've never heard of.
This is Unsung Heroes. Take a look.
Around the track, there are military veterans who never stopped serving, only changed uniforms.
There are definitely similarities between the NASCAR industry and the military.
You have the ability to work as a team. That's a big part of what you learn while you're in the military.
I learned from the military, communication is how to convey the point and still get the mission done.
I learned that it's just adapting on the fly to the situations that are presented during the race.
At NASCAR, veterans help keep the race moving on the track. Across the country, they're answering another call to serve in local communities. Vet the Vote is a national campaign recruiting veterans and military family members to serve again as poll workers in their state and local elections.
It's kind of nice to continue to give back for a better America, for our kids and everybody around us.
Learn more and continue your service at vetv.vote/NASCAR.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar? Yeah. Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy? I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate your show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
NBA free agency has tipped off, and LeBron James is on the market. The 41-year-old leaving the Lakers after 8 seasons reports out that the Warriors, Heat, and Cavs are the most likely landing spots for James. Meanwhile, another trade-grabbing headlines. The Clippers reportedly are dealing Kawhi Leonard to the Raptors for 3 players in a series of first-round draft picks. Leonard heading back to Toronto, where he won a title in 2019. Baseball, the struggles continue for the Yankees. The losing skid is 6 as they were bombed by Detroit 9-3. Yanks held only 4 hits. Designated hitter Ben Rice.
A lot of times individually, we go through the ups and downs. Sometimes the downs last a little longer than we would like, and it just so happens that right now it's kind of like the whole team is, kind of going through something all at once. So it just is what it is.
Tampa Bay won its 6th straight, beating the Royals. The Rays now lead the Yanks by 2.5 games in the AL East. And France, Mexico, and Norway all won World Cup matches, advancing to the round of 16. The U.S. meets Bosnia-Herzegovina tonight. I'm Matt McCoy.
Dan Patrick.
Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
We are the most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Oh, yeah, buddies. The rock superstars of Fox Sports Radio, the Messies of Fox Sports Radio, because guess what? It's the hat trick. Day one of the Dan Patrick Hattrick. Always an honor, always a pleasure to be in for the great DP. Steve Covino from Union, New Jersey. Rich Davis from Franklin Square, Long Island. We're out here on the west side, the mean streets of L.A., which might as well be Mexico with all the green jerseys still celebrating. And, of course, Danny G, our super producer, and Iowa Sam.
Yeah.
And you can watch what you hear right now, youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. And if you're new to our show, shout out to all the affiliates. We're on Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 in the West. And we have a bonus podcast called Overpromised. It's the best show ever. It's better than that nonsense you're watching. Better than Love Island. Overpromised.
Yeah, it might be better than Love Island.
It's on youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR, but people are chatting in live, and we're wrapping up Mike, who runs this take. Right, well, and you know what? I was reading his notes. He was saying if Barry Sanders played soccer, he'd be better than Messi. That's what he said in the notes.
In the notes?
Yeah, I read it.
Listen, if you're having a hard time waking up this morning, maybe we'll just send Mexico fans outside your bedroom window. Hey, that's the fun story of the morning for me, at least.
By the way, it's a true story. It's a true story. Mexico had a true home field advantage, and that's fine. That's what it's all about.
Funny. They had fans outside Ecuador's hotel 2 days ago, which you might explain why it was so easy for Mexico to win last night.
I mean, I was joking when I said Los Bookies were performing outside just to keep them awake, but they did have like full-on drum kits.
Oh, yeah. There were full mariachi bands set up.
They had full-on parties just to keep them awake, and Mexico got the big win. Of course, Norway and France, and then later today.
It's better than food poisoning, room service.
Oh, yeah, definitely better. England,
More ethical.
Congo, Belgium, Senegal, USA, all day against Bosnia. So we're all rocking our red, white, and blues, and Danny G has his Vet the Vote hat on right now, Vet the Vote. But again, we're Covino and Rich, and happy to be here. A half hour from now, we got Midweek Major, the biggest stories in sports and pop culture. We decide, are they midweek or major stories?
Let's wrap up this World Cup conversation. Would the great athletes of the United States, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball superstars, had they chose soccer as a child, would we be the worldwide leaders of soccer?
I mean, that's ego talking for sure. And, why wouldn't we be is another side of that question. But, it's a culture thing for sure. Kids grow up playing it in other places. It's life to other countries. That's why it means so much more. Is USA outside the hotel rooms of Bosnia? No. I just don't think they want it as much, to be honest. But we're rooting for them. They have a great squad.
I wrapped it up this way the other day on our afternoon show. I said, if you asked most Americans, if you asked most Americans, what would you rather? Your local team win a championship? Like if you ask someone in L.A., what do you rather?
Well, we did a poll.
Yeah, what do you rather? The Dodgers or the Rams win a championship, or Team USA? Most would say their local team. If you ask me,
70% of our listeners on Fox Sports Radio, because we did a YouTube poll of it, about 70% was like, I'd rather my local team,
if you ask me,
win than USA.
What would I rather? Oh, Rich, do you want the Mets to win the World Series one day, or Team USA? I'd say Mets all day.
I don't want to say national pride's not the same, but it's kind of not.
I mean, well, you can
when it comes to international sports.
You could love the USA, but I think your more local team.
It's because soccer is down our list of favorite sports.
Like Danny, Raiders. I asked you. I said, Danny, would you rather the Raiders just make the postseason or Team USA win the World Cup?
I don't have to answer for that, but it's been a long time for the Raiders. Now, Dodgers, I'm spoiled with back-to-back titles. So I would rather see Team USA.
You'd rather see Team USA than a three-peat?
Yeah, well, if you're asking me, would I rather our whole country come together for a title in the World Cup, yeah, because I've seen 2 Dodger parades back to back. But
man, I hope.
But my football team, that's a different story.
I hope to one day have a team that wins so much.
And my Lakers, Rich, Lakers, another story, because then people will knock off that stupid bubble talk.
That's true. Okay, we'll take 2 more. Who do we got, Danny?
Let's go to York, Pennsylvania. Kyle.
What up, PA?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, Kyle.
So my take is we went 40 years between 1950 and 1990 without even trying to put a World Cup team out there. During that same time period is when the NFL exploded, and same popularity with the NBA. We weren't even attempting on the soccer stage in the world stage in soccer, while the rest of the world had a 40-year advantage. We didn't even have the MLS until 1996. So the reason we didn't have any star athletes to look up to in soccer is because we weren't even trying for 40 years.
Yeah, it was
that's great context.
It's like you almost don't even want to. If you're not trying, how you going to win?
Yeah, we're playing behind. I get it. We're behind the ball here. Now, Jason hits us up, too. And, again, a lot of this is obvious, but still needs to be pointed out. He goes, the inner cities in the USA, they're more drawn to basketball, where often in other countries they're playing soccer. So, yeah, and we just have more options. We're oversaturated with other options. But as the world changes, yeah, I get it. American football's still king and all. But most young kids are playing soccer or flag football, and that's been going on for a long time now. So that culture is about to change. It's been changing, put it that way.
All right, let's wrap this up with Pierce in Albany, New York.
What's up, Pierce?
Gentlemen, I like the cut of your jib, have for a long time. But you let a caller right before break say that Peyton Manning could be a center midfielder with his IQ.
I mean, he was also a big-time superstar in soccer. Who was that again, Danny G, that called before?
I don't think he was a superstar. He said he was a coach.
Former coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he had some insight.
Yeah.
I did notice that, but I thought to myself, I mean, he is a professional athlete. I don't know what he's capable
I don't know
of.
if he can be running. You know what? I do love the phrase that you said, cut of our jib, though. That is...
I was thinking the same thing. But
the cut of your jib.
When you start thinking of
What does that
athletes
mean?
and sizing them up, like LeBron James, right? I mean, a specimen. Would he have been a great goalie? Because he couldn't have played, I don't think he would be scoring goals. I don't think he's small and quick enough.
Yeah, but to the whole point of this conversation, I think it was Tripp in Vegas who brought up Cheetah. He said, what if Tyreek Hill played soccer?
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and Tyreek Hill, you might know this, he's got a background in track and field. But he never played soccer. So, yeah, I mean, it just shows you that soccer was not a priority for a lot of us when we were little kids.
Yeah, but I did notice the Peyton Manning name drop for sure.
Or Rich, my mom, and I don't know if you had this experience, put me in soccer as like a preschooler and kindergartner for motor skills. And then after that, done. That was it. It was like one or two summers and done.
I heard that Danny G played soccer. He really wanted to play football, and he cried about it. And he was like, boo-hoo-hoo, boo-hoo.
First of all, it don't sound anything like that. But like,
Mom, I want to play football.
But my 2.5-year-old, like the only thing we could sign him up. You guys know how big Koa is.
Yeah.
So they're not supposed to be able to be in the soccer class until they're 3.
Yeah.
And the coach there at the preschool said he's big enough, so it's cool. You can sign him up.
Danny G, does your little son cry the way you cried when you were little? Boo-hoo, boo-hoo.
No, but he does have a 5 o'clock shadow already.
Danny's son is enormous.
He's a big boy, but that's the only thing we could sign him up for right now is soccer. But
yeah, it's the first thing. Listen, if you got kids that are involved in
sports, it's a great
sports,
introductory sport. We just tend to lean elsewhere.
I'm certainly
as Americans.
I'm certainly not saying people don't stick with it. In fact, soccer now and travel soccer are probably bigger in the United States than it's been in decades. But my kids both played a year of soccer, and they was like, well, that was fun. And then they moved on to baseball, softball, gymnastics,
soccer
other
my whole
things.
childhood until junior high, and got sucked into regular American football. That's just how it is. Big football town, Union, New Jersey, and that was it. That was the end of it. And that's the story for so many people here.
If we beat Bosnia and we continue on, and
it changes things.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you guys think that starts a huge explosion?
Yeah.
Because we hear this all the time.
Yeah, because, look, it's here in our backyard. The timing situations are perfect, right? We're all swept in. These little kids are easily influenced. They're going to be watching, thinking like, hey, man, that's a possibility. This is great. This is fun.
I have a question for you guys. Do you think, with all the World Cup hype, who do we want to pick? All right, if we put Iowa Sam in goal, Do you think the three of us can make penalty kicks?
Oh, yeah.
Easily. Yes.
Like, no doubt, 100%.
Easily.
The ball will already be in
That's
the net.
not
I'll just fall over.
I'm just saying that's not a knock on Iowa Sam. I'm just, absolutely.
All right, what if you were in goal? Do you think us three could score on you? Me, Danny, and Iowa?
If you kick it and place it hard enough, absolutely, yeah.
But I'm saying if professionals,
These guys are next level.
Professionals in a world stage are hitting the
can stop a
crossbar
few.
and they're miskicking, and remember some guy pulled it left.
But
like,
still, their conversion rate is 70% on PKs at the end of a game.
That's a pro, though. I just wondered, Danny G, if you're in goal, try to get it past me, boo hoo, and he's in goal, you're certain, like, all right, what would you like be so confident? I'm not saying we're going to do it, but what if I was like $1,000 right now? Like, you are that confident, like, yeah, of course I can kick it past Danny.
Yeah. Definitely. And that's not a knock on Danny. It's a big goal.
If you were,
I wouldn't say Danny's an established goalie by any means.
We talked about it last hour even in the day before on our afternoon show that it's a guessing game. You're either going to guess to your left or your right.
Exactly.
And you get burned, and you see the goalies get burned.
Picture Danny with those big gloves on. Boo-hoo.
There's also reaction time, though, too. Like, that's going to be – those guys practice with – like, they're so ready to just jump one direction.
I almost feel like I could block you three guys.
No, Rich, because even if you freeze for a millisecond – we already got the ball past you.
But I think you'd miss kick.
And by the way, you would score no goals on any of us with your flip-flops on. Just know that.
I have to,
Rich is scoring goals wearing flip-flops.
And your weenus toes.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think that there's no more pressure in the world in sports. Maybe a closer coming in like a bases-loaded jam situation, but
you said that Clayton Kershaw situation, remember?
The Kershaw in the World Series when it was full count and a ball walks in a run. Like, those situations give you a stomachache, but watching these shootouts in the World Cup on this stage and knowing the national pressure these dudes feel. We talked about it yesterday. There are certain players that don't want that moment. It's just too much pressure, even for elite athletes. Like, I don't want to do it.
So I want to thank you for all your phone calls. We still have a few more coming in. 877-99 on Fox. You can hit us up at Covino and Rich anytime on social media. Covino and Rich at Covino and Rich. And thanks again to Mike Coldstone, Steve Austin. Mike, who runs this place, and his take on American soccer. We do that every Wednesday. Mike, who runs his take, and along with Midweek Major. We also give away lots of prizes. I want the Dan Patrick fan base to also qualify for some of our prizes. If you follow our podcast, Covino and Rich, Apple Podcast, and you say something nice about us, even if it's like, they're no DP, but they're okay. Whatever you want to say. If it's kind of nice.
You do good enough.
Yeah, they're good. They're good enough.
Yeah.
Good.
They're right.
Even if it's a forced comment.
Leave a comment. Danny G will email a few people. If you get an email, you get our summer prize pack, which is the Fox Sports Radio grilling apron and koozies and all that fun stuff. Little footballs.
Pure bribery.
So, absolute bribery.
Aren't those most of your Yelp reviews with women you've dated?
Yes.
Good enough.
Okay.
Good enough.
It's all right. Definitely decent.
Listen, we just got done with Mike, who runs his take, and we are going to do Midweek Major with Sam, and we're going to hit on all the fun, stupid stories in the world of sports we may have missed. But there's a take, and this is a guy that I like. I always find him entertaining. But, sometimes someone will say a take on sports talk radio or TV or a podcast, and you're like, are they just saying this? They can't really mean this. Our buddy Rob Parker does this once in a while. Like,
I don't know if he does it intentionally or he really believes.
Like Rob will say something like, "Mahomes isn't that good," and you're like, "I'm sorry, what?"
He's overrated.
Like, there's a broadcaster that I respect, Emmanuel Acho, and I thought I was seeing things.
It's not what you said about him off the air.
No, I do like Acho. I think he's good. He actually didn't he also host some stuff on The Bachelor at one point?
He did. He did it actually.
He did a great job.
Great job.
That's right. I remember
that. He really
that.
did. I was really impressed.
So he is a guy I respect. And listen, I don't respect everyone. When I don't like someone, I'm not shy to say it. So I actually do like Acho, but this comment is absurd.
He's just going for clicks, right?
And he must be going for clicks. Take a listen to what he said about Caitlin Clark.
The W at this junction in time would be better without Caitlin Clark because she is a bigger distraction than she is an additive. Caitlin Clark has gotten the WNBA over the necessary threshold they needed. Now people are watching. Now we realize, there's talent in the W, talent that's actually even greater than Caitlin Clark. And I'm not just talking about bigs like Asia. I'm talking about the Olivia Miles. I'm talking about the Paige Beckers. Hell, I'm talking about the Kelsey Mitchells. Caitlin got the necessary eyes there. But now that the eyes are there, we don't necessarily need her anymore.
Now, he can't honestly believe that, right? And I say that respectfully, because much like Rich, I have nothing against Acho, but that might be the weakest take of all time. We're talking about a woman who changed the entire league. As far as impact, we're not comparing her championships or her skill level.
Oh, Rich compared her to Michael Jordan.
But as far as impact, Rich isn't that far off. What she means to the league, ratings-wise, numbers-wise, jersey sales. Dude, she had more sales than any. She was only second to Steph Curry, included NBA superstars, okay? So when you talk about the revenue, the sellout crowds, the attention she brought WNBA, he cannot be serious.
The WNBA.
Not past brought and brings.
Yeah.
Past tense and present tense
so,
and future
honestly,
tense.
shame on us, not here on the show, but us as people, to give those things any sort of attention. I'm not saying here for the sake of the show. I'm saying in life, because we have to understand that people are just saying the opposite just to get your attention. So like, hey, the sky's not blue, it's orange. Like, no, it's not. But they'll say that.
Oh, I better click that. What does he mean by that?
Yeah, they'll
He's
just
wrong.
say that to get clicks, because there's no way a smart and intelligent guy like him, a former professional athlete, could honestly think that. So shame on us for even believing it for a second.
Well, if you just mention the name Caitlin Clark, it gets people all hot and bothered.
It's the clickiest of clickbait of all time. To
you say that?
The world we live in. It's a great example of the nonsense that we're
How many times
watching.
say click?
The clickiest of clickbait.
Caitlin Click.
So here's my thought. I would go as far as to say I take what Acho said, that the WNBA, or as he called it, the W, I've never heard that before,
George W.
would be better off without Caitlin Clark. I'm going to say this.
I'd say the opposite.
Had Caitlin Clark not came into the WNBA, I feel like we'd be looking at it going away within the next couple of years.
It would be like an alternate reality we'd be living in.
I thought the WNBA was they practically got a foreclosure notice. Hey, it ain't working. We've done this 20, 30 years. It's not working. If Caitlin Clark had not come into the WNBA a couple years ago and had that little run at Iowa and the fun with her and Angel Reese, had that not happened,
and becoming the all-time scorer in NCAA history,
I seriously doubt the WNBA would have made it another couple years. In fact, I'm talking like closing shop, like league done.
This proves that we do live in the upside down. Nothing makes sense. Awful's the new awesome. We're living in the opposite, because he's saying that the WNBA, I'm quoting him, the W would be better without Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark might actually be better without the WNBA, because if she played somewhere else as a professional,
she'd be respected.
She'd be heralded and embraced, and she'd be even a bigger star.
If a tree falls in the forest, no one's around. Like, why would she go to Europe or play in another
embraced
country?
And to
I know,
be,
but she matters here.
She does. I'm just saying. The opposite of what he said is more true than what he actually said.
He weaves in some truths with that ridiculous take. Like when he's talking about Kelsey Mitchell, who's on the Fever, sometimes she's like the best scorer on the team. She's an offensive weapon. So he's absolutely right.
But I don't know who that is.
She's an amazing player for the Fever.
But I'm saying I'm not the only one.
There are amazing stars, and this is so good that they're finally getting their shine.
She's not the only star, but it doesn't matter. She's the one that people care about. Stop forcing things that aren't happening.
Caitlin
Clark.
Right?
People care about her. Embrace that and ride with that. And by the way, this is no knock on Acho. It really isn't. I do respect all people that put their opinions out there, but there's no way he really believes that. There's no way, and because it's not true. And he's a smart guy, and we know that. And to prove I have nothing against him, I actually met him at a party. Went up to him and, hey, man, big fan.
Guys tickle each other?
We tickled each other.
So he's smart enough to say something absurd about Caitlin Clark and get millions of views.
No, but you know what? He took his time, and we had a quick conversation. We bro-hugged it out. He's a great dude. But this is the culture that we live in, where people just say things to say things. And it's all about clicks. I don't know if they really mean it. Now, he might, we're here to say that it's the opposite is true.
I'm telling you something I really believe. This is not clickbait. Had Caitlin Clark not come into
this is about the moon landing.
No, it's not about the moon landing. Had Caitlin Clark not entered the WNBA, I think the league would be talking about closing shop right now. I think we'd be having a conversation about.
I don't know about it. I think it was just persisting at
stock
going up a little bit here and there, but
Sam, losing money every year, losing money, losing money. For the first time ever, it was like, oh wow, crowds, ratings, everything. That had never happened. Crowds and ratings and buzz. The WNBA had never had that. Truthfully, I think I learned the names of 6 new teams maybe because she played against them. What did I say? With the Dallas Wings? That's a team?
Yes.
Remember I thought it was a restaurant?
Good wings.
Caitlin Clark is the reason the league still exists, let alone better off without her. Give me a break.
The problem I had with it is the very end where he's sort of dismissed. He's like, oh, you can go away now. There's this dismissal involved.
Really?
And I'm like, so is she just poof, goes up in smoke and disappears?
Poof.
What would
saying
happen?
The
what would
NBA
happen?
would have been a lot better without
Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.
and Larry Bird rivalry. We're not saying it's all Caitlin Clark, but my goodness.
We'll take it from here? What are you talking about?
She brought so much revenue to and eyes and ratings to a league that desperately needed it. That alone ends the conversation. And I'll read what Rich wrote. I'm not taking credit for this. Worst take ever is what you wrote here.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, your thoughts on that. And we say that respectfully here on the Covino and Rich Show in for Dan Patrick.
Your thoughts, and not only your thoughts on Caitlin Clark were, again, I believe the league doesn't exist by 2030 without her. And is it not only the worst take? Plus, we'll get to Iowa Sam, who's going to be doing Midweek Major. And I give that a Sophie Cunningham point. I give that a little point. And by the way, Sophie Cunningham, another great personality.
Sam, are you ready? I'm pointing at you, bro. Are you ready for Midweek Major?
You know what
I'm ready.
I think what
you didn't bend your wrist enough.
Without Caitlin Clark, we don't know Angel Reese and Asia Wilson and Sophie Cunningham because no one would have cared enough to even look in that direction. It's almost like Caitlin Clark delivered enough for you to be like, let me take a look-see. And now you might be like, oh, this is, there's some entertainment here. But without Caitlin Clark, you weren't taking a peek.
No one's saying she's the best to ever do it. No one's saying she's the greatest.
Yeah, she's not the best player.
How many people? That. Am I crazy in saying? No, I'm not. I know for a fact. Am I accurate? Yes, in saying millions of people, millions and millions and millions of people watched their first ever WNBA game because of Caitlin Clark?
Yes. Fair to say.
I have a question. Did you ever watch a WNBA game
but
before
in today's
Caitlin
world,
Clark?
you know what you got to say to get clicks? No one's ever watched a game just to watch Caitlin Clark. Ever.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I have a question.
I don't know if that's true.
Question. Other than Iowa Sam, have you watched a WNBA game before Caitlin Clark? Like with excitement in its entirety?
You're asking Sam?
No, I said other than Sam.
Oh, other than Sam.
I hadn't.
I mean, we don't speak for everybody. Like, we're painting in broad strokes here. I know that people did and do. But my goodness, it's pretty clear that she changed the league.
Okay.
All right. So your thoughts on that. And keep in mind, we live in the upside down. Don't believe everything you hear just because someone said it. Even on the radio, as my dad would say. Hey, I heard it on the radio, so it got to be true. No, it's just idiots like us.
Dad, I'm on the radio. All right. Hey, your thoughts on that and Midweek Major and a bunch more right here on Fox Sports Radio. In for Dan Patrick, Covino and Rich. We got more next.
The Cup knockout round
what's happening
is now, and DraftKings has you covered for every single match.
The DraftKings app is now available in all 50 states. It includes markets, bringing the game straight to your fingertips wherever you are.
New DraftKings customers sign up with code Patrick.
Code Patrick.
Spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
That's code Patrick in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Connecticut. Call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus. Void in Canada. Event contract trading with DraftKings predictions involves risk of loss. Availability varies. Bet to get bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Trade to get $50 in predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Issued every 7 days via click-to-claim for 21 days. One non-withdrawable reward redeemable. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends July 19th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
Hey, we're Covino and Rich from Fox Sports Radio, and you watch the drivers.
You watch the cars.
But these are the people that make race day happen.
Veterans and military families you've never heard of.
This is Unsung Heroes. Take a look.
Around the track, there are military veterans who never stopped serving, only changed uniforms.
There are definitely similarities between the NASCAR industry and the military.
You have the ability to work as a team. That's a big part of what you learn while you're in the military.
I learned from the military, communication is how to convey the point and still get the mission done.
I learned that it's just adapting on the fly to the situations that are presented during the race.
At NASCAR, veterans help keep the race moving on the track. Across the country, they're answering another call to serve in local communities. Vet the Vote is a national campaign recruiting veterans and military family members to serve again as poll workers in their state and local elections.
It's kind of nice to continue to give back for a better America for our kids and everybody around us.
Learn more and continue your service at vetv.vote/NASCAR.
Take Sweeney over the pride of our country. You should be embarrassed. My question is this. We briefly talked about what is it about soccer that while we really could get wrapped up in the World Cup and the Olympics every, handful of years, why is soccer not part of our day-to-day love like football or basketball or Major League Baseball? And we were trying to speculate. We came up with a multitude of reasons.
Again, we were painting in broad strokes, but that's what we realized. It's not one solid reason. There's multiple reasons.
Now, I wanted to give you a hypothetical that just proves that we don't necessarily care.
And again, does that matter?
No, because it's still fun.
Not at all, because millions and millions and millions and billions of people do care. So the world does not revolve around the U.S. caring. Soccer's doing just fine.
So let me give you a hypothetical, and then I'll explain why I think no one really cares that much. What's up, Profet?
In the United States.
I was going to say, this isn't as the one who claimed biggest soccer fan here in Fox Sports Radio last week. This isn't something that's that unknown to the rest of the world. I think there's this assumption that the rest of the world is also soccer crazy and it's 24/7. That's kind of a minority. Like England obviously is, but I would wager like most South Africans, most Czechens, like outside of their national team, there might be like 10% of that population that cares about their domestic leagues or whatever, but no.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
most just don't care about sports.
I've watched Ted Lasso, all right? No, but
England's different.
My thought is this. Just to prove the reality of how we're in it, it's exciting. We love sport. We love sports, right? So you'll watch, like Covino said, he'll watch a bug fight. He'll watch, a wildlife video of a kangaroos boxing.
That's true.
When you love sports, you love sports. You'll watch anything. I'll watch darts or bowling or cornhole, for God's sakes. Like, you'll watch anything. You'll get invested. But if I said right now, what would you rather? Team USA shock the world and win the whole thing? Or the Yankees go on a nice playoff run, not even win the World Series?
Ooh.
You'd be like, yo, Yankees make a playoff run.
I don't know.
If I said
playoff, if you said World Series, that's an easy answer.
If I said Danny G, what would you rather? The U.S. shock the world and win the World Cup, or the Raiders make the playoffs this year?
I think you know the answer to that.
You'd say the Raiders. So how could we say we care if you pick your team to just make the postseason?
That doesn't mean we don't care, though.
But where it lies in our interests. If I said, Danny G, Dodgers win another World Series, or the U.S. wins World Cup.
I'm spoiled with the Dodgers back-to-back, so I'd go Team USA on that one.
I am a Lions fan, and I think
I don't know. I can juggle and chew gum at the same time, but also at like, if you give me one or the other, I think I'd take Team USA, actually.
I don't believe
But
that.
that's selfishly.
I'm saying that with a full heart. Yes,
I look at you, Professor.
As a patriotic man.
Yeah, listen, I like to all think we are
it's
patriotic men, but
it's a matter of how selfish and selfless are you, right? Because
I see a Lions fan like Profet that hasn't sniffed the Super Bowl. If I said, this is the year,
But I don't
Jared
think it has
Goff.
anything to do with the teams. Like, all right, who's your fantasy dream girl hall pass that your wife knows about? Is there one particular?
That's a hard question these days because there's so many.
I know.
So many girls on Instagram that they'll be like, "Ooh, maybe her."
Well, who's that standard answer nowadays?
Maybe like a Sydney Sweeney would be the answer, but I'm not.
So if I
she's
said,
not my
all right,
number one though. But
one
okay.
night with Sydney Sweeney, and you could take her to Love Island and do all sorts of things. Trick.
If you know what today is.
I know what it is. Nudie Magazine Day.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
If you know what it is, God, it's the most annoying.
Just spit it out already.
Sports day
I know.
in the world.
Stop teasing me, bro.
Bro, you just did Adam Sandler. It has something to do with a big check like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We'll get to what today is. In the world.
Remember he loaded them into his hoopty?
Yeah.
The big checks.
I know what today is. It's Hump Day, and we're going to turn your Hump Day into a Hump Night, and that starts with the horny Iowa Sam.
Oh.
Because he's got Midweek Major in just a few minutes.
What?
Those are the biggest stories in sports and pop culture. And we decide, are these as the kiddos say, midweek or major stories in the world of sports and pop culture? We do it every Wednesday.
Everyone's searching for ways to save on insurance, by the way. Switch to Liberty Mutual, and they'll customize your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what's needed. Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com, libertymutual.com, or with your local independent agent.
All right, it's time for Midweek Major. Hit it, Sammy.
Covino and Rich get you over the middle of the week with Midweek Major.
Ooh, I love that.
We throw sports and pop culture headlines and topics at the fellas, and it's like the kids say.
That's so mid. Week, definitely major.
CNR scoring. Midweek Major.
Aw, yeah, got to go quick here to give Iowa Sam at least 7 full minutes.
Let's go, Sammy.
You hear the horns. That means you've made it to the middle of the work week, a holiday week.
Yeah.
And we're going to roll the 2 big red love dice over there in the main studio. This is to see who gets first take.
Ooh, 6 for me. 9.
All
Yeah,
right.
Rich.
Let's see. All right.
And by the way, is he Iowa Uncle Sam? Because he's got his red, white, and blue on.
Well,
yes, it's you, me, and Uncle Sam.
Man.
I go first. Oh, we tied.
All
right, so roll off.
Roll off.
We both rolled a 9. I rolled a 2, and Rich rolled a 3.
All right, I go.
Oh, finally, Rich gets to go first.
It's been like 3 months.
And now, the most famous person, besides Brian Bell of Weezer, from Iowa City, Iowa, Iowa Sam.
Iowa Uncle Sam, because
What's
he
up?
wants you.
What up, buddy?
It's just you, me, and Uncle Sam.
Had to get that in there. Little stripes drop. Well, guys, on the highways and byways of ongoing scandals, Diana Rossini, pull over, would you? Because Phil Mickelson's driving this story.
It's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing.
Yeah, it's not a story about Diana Rossini and her story about getting pulled over. This is about Phil Mickelson. A drip of Phil's reputational downfall continues. The latest news piece about Phil's little Mickelson currently making the rounds. Professional golfer Pat Perez, his ex-wife Ashley Perez, claims Phil showed her a photo of his little Mickelson in the past, but in a statement of solidarity, a representative for Phil came out and said Phil's wife, Amy, supports her husband. Old Lefty, a complicated fellow, midweek or major.
Listen, I think his wife is standing by him. They probably either have an arrangement, an agreement, or maybe she just, you support your man, woman, guy, you support your husband or wife through good times and bad. Here's the thing. I think this woman that's going after him, exposing this, is looking for her 15 minutes of fame. Why would you need to publicly put out there that Phil Mickelson showed you his junk? Like, I have no clue why. Like, if not for attention and not to try to be... And she's a good-looking younger woman, so it only leads me to stereotypically say she's looking for attention. Why would you want to be out there in this drama with Phil Mickelson otherwise?
So what say you, Rich? Or so what say you, Rich?
Major.
I think it's major,
Definitely
too.
major.
Major
Definitely
for me,
major.
just based on the names involved. We're talking big-time names. Could be a big-time
But you hear what I'm saying? Like, if
scandal.
not for attention, Covino, then why?
This could be, money eventually, I'm sure.
Money or attention. So
Is this the window to get in there and
could be
kick him while
very
he's
true.
down?
Here's my thought on this. No woman wants to see your junk shot ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Whether you're a famous golfer or not. It doesn't matter who you are. No woman wants that. And if you're going to do it, always, what'd you call it?
Always show your driver, not your putter.
I love that. I don't know. Draw something on it so that you can deny that it's not yours.
Yeah. Mine doesn't have a birthmark.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Not worth it.
Bad luck.
All right, pressing on. Guys, sometimes in life we forget, or we just don't know. During a recent Yes Network broadcast of a Yankees-Red Sox game, broadcaster Michael Kay said this about rapper DMX.
But we've got a big enough budget that we get DMX to do the second one. Yeah, in person.
He's available?
Yeah, he's not available, unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly, DMX passed away in 2021. Michael Kay forgetting
not
knowing about our dearly departed DMX, Midweek Major.
Well, you know what? To give you a little more insight as to why, first of all, it's mid. I mean, it's Michael Kay. He's
so mid.
A 70-year-old guy. But here's the thing. He did work for years. Every day with Peter Rosenberg, they did a show together, and Rosenberg's like the biggest hip-hop guy in New York. So you don't think Michael Kay, along the way, found out DMX died?
Just forget sometimes, right?
I know you forget sometimes. Listen, it's usually the opposite, though, where you're like, oh, I thought that person died, and they're still alive.
Sway's still in New York, right?
Yeah.
I know he's from the Bay Area, but I'm giving that credit to Sway.
Okay.
No hate, but that's my guy. Dude, this is major because it's embarrassing.
Definitely
It really
major.
is. And you know what? Michael Kay should know because of the Rosenberg tie-in, and he takes a lot of pride in being somewhat relevant. He's still a broadcaster every day.
Yeah, but you
And
forget.
you can hear it's embarrassing, but it's still, as a broadcaster, it's embarrassing. And nobody gets everything. I'm sure if Stat Boy was here, if Tony Reilly was here, he'd get us a few times. He's got to know that. DMX died how many years? 5 years ago? You could hear when he finds out in his ear, like a producer's like, DMX is no longer with us, Michael. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's just embarrassing. And because of his impact on hip-hop and because of Michael Kay and his credibility, I think it's major.
Okay.
All right, one more, guys. Let's keep it New York City-centric here. Jalen Brunson recently gave us the New York City sports icons on his Mount Rushmore. Derek Jeter, Eli Manning, Joe Namath, and Clyde Frazier. These four, midweek or major.
Hold on.
Jeter?
How do you size them up?
Jeter said this?
No. This was Jalen Brunson, champion,
Brunson.
New York Knick.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
His
Brunson.
Mount Rushmore of New York City sports icons is Derek Jeter, Eli Manning, Joe Namath, and Clyde Frazier.
Wow.
He's kind of covering all the bases, I guess.
I think this is major because
Definitely major.
people want to hear what Brunson has to say. He is now arguably on that Mount Rushmore. I don't think he's that far off. Joe Namath is the only thing the Jets have ever had to cheer about. It's their one Super Bowl, their one big upset, the guarantee, the fur coat, everything about Namath.
You
I don't
forgetting the Aaron Rodgers years?
Am I forgetting the Mark Sanchez years also? No, yeah, I can't disagree with this. I think it's a good Mount Rushmore. I just love that he actually had one prepared. Usually an athlete would be like, yeah, I don't want to really comment on that.
I think this is major because he should be on the, and he will be on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, replace Clyde Frazier with him for an updated version.
It's just an updated version. That's no knock on Frazier. But I say get Namath out there and put Don Mattingly. Yeah, Mattingly, bro. I'm just kidding. It's major because he left himself. It shows that he has humility, and he knows damn well deep down that he's on that.
And that's all she wrote.
Hey, Iowa Sam. Or I'm sorry, Iowa Uncle Sam. Iowa Spam. Thank you for your midweek major.
Sam, could I add one to midweek major?
Absolutely. Get that music going again.
I got a feeling it's going to be weak.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know what? I'm going to say week 2 for my own midweek major. Today's July 1st, everyone.
All right, spit it out now.
And everyone on July 1st
Are you done teasing us?
Loves to hit up Met fans like me and say the following. Hey, Rich. And I'm like, yeah, what's up, bro? You know what today is?
Oh, I know. Okay, I know. Yeah.
Bobby Bonilla Day.
There it is.
I thought you were going to say hump day.
No, it is hump day, but no, today is Bobby Bonilla Day.
We forgot.
Why does the internet especially love that?
I mean, do you know how many different teams
I think that's the all-time leader of reposts.
You know
Bobby Bonilla Day.
Do you know how many teams have contracts laid out similar to how the Mets pay Bonilla?
Ton of teams.
It was the first and for some reason the most embarrassing because the Mets love to Met and everything they do seems to be terrible.
Probably because it was the first time.
Wait, I thought the
it.
Dodgers were the only team to do this with Shohei.
I mean, the Dodgers are going to end up paying Shohei Ohtani billions and billions of dollars with deferred money. And again, I think the same situation applied to so many other superstars. I think even Griffey Jr. in Cincinnati. All these big deals, way bigger than Bobby Bonilla. But the fact that the Mets are still paying Bobby Bonilla over $1 million a year, people love to say, July 1st, Bobby Bonilla Day. And to that I say, we.
What are you doing to celebrate, Rich? I know you're a big Mets fan.
Oh, I have a dangling earring I put in, and I strike out batting lefty.
Are you going to underperform?
Rich, do you know which July 1st this finally ends? What year?
Is it 2030 something? 2035?
2035.
Wow, so
it is amazing
Still
that
got
he
a
pulled
while
that
with
off.
this.
Props to him. Can't take that away. But it is one of those, like,
each big check he puts into his car, like Adam Sandler, $1.19 million.
yeah, it never goes away. We're reminded every year.
And you know what? Bobby Bonilla, who played a long time in Major League Baseball, with the Pirates, with the Mets. Did he play anywhere else? If we do a little Bobby Bonilla on the road again, or was it just Pirates and Mets? Or Orioles? Was he an Oriole for a second?
Yeah, he was.
So
I could picture it. So
that's what I'm.
Pirates, Mets, Orioles. I think that's it.
Wouldn't you like to get $1 million every year?
That's
You're
what
like,
I'm saying.
I
Like,
can't wait for that
Well,
check
it's
to clear.
fantastic.
Looking,
You know what's even more impressive though is that we've seen things fizzle or go away. Like
Marlins too.
Marlins, okay.
Yeah.
Like the butt fumble, it kind of fizzled and went away. It's gonna be May, the Justin Timberlake meme.
Can I tell you?
I didn't see it as much this year, this past May.
But more teams than we thought.
I had that on
really?
standby.
The reminder of Bobby Bonilla Day on social media and amongst your friends always seems to come up, and they always act like they're the first to tell you. It's like those things that people say and they act like they invented it.
I'll give you one. People think they invented, for every hot girl. Oh, tell me more. There's a guy that's sick of sleeping with her. You think I've
You know
never
what it's
heard
like,
that?
man? It's like throwing a hot dog down the hallway. And you're like, yeah, I know. We've heard that before.
There's phrases people say to you.
People love to tell you about Bobby Bonilla Day as if you never knew about it and it never goes away. It really is it's an amazing thing to witness.
Do you remember him being an Oriole in 95 and
I
96?
do. That was the one we said.
I
Yeah.
forgot the Marlins, and what was the other one?
I forgot.
Let's see. He was a Dodger for 1 year
All right,
in 98.
know what? Now I think about it, I remember the Marlins. I forgot the Dodgers. Get out of here.
And a Brave in the year 2000.
And a Cardinal?
I don't remember that.
That's crazy.
I don't remember any of that.
He was a Cardinal in his final season. All right, real quick. How many career home runs for Bobby Bo?
Maybe in a low 300s, high 200s. So let's say 289.
287.
Wow.
Are you serious? You didn't look that up?
Man, you need to bring this to Last One Standing,
I know,
a
man.
game we play on our afternoon
But
show.
you have a feel for a player's career and what they did.
Yeah, he had a couple big years, but never was the guy that hit 40, 50 home runs, but was always good for a good 25, 30.
Solid
good,
player.
Good ball player.
No hate. I mean, these guys were living the dream, but it's amazing how this day is always brought up.
So, hey, happy Bobby Bonilla Day. We got more Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick next, right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, we're Covino and Rich from Fox Sports Radio, and you watch the drivers.
You watch the cars.
But these are the people that make race day happen.
Veterans and military families you've never heard of.
This is Unsung Heroes. Take a look.
Around the track, there are military veterans who never stopped serving, only changed uniforms.
There are definitely similarities between the NASCAR industry and the military.
You have the ability to work as a team. That's a big part of what you learn while you're in the military.
I learned from the military, communication is how to convey the point and still get the mission done.
I learned that it's just adapting on the fly to the situations that are presented during the race.
At NASCAR, veterans help keep the race moving on the track, across the country are answering another call to serve in local communities. Vet the Vote is a national campaign recruiting veterans and military family members to serve again as poll workers in their state and local elections.
It's kind of nice to continue to give back for a better America for our kids and everybody around us.
Learn more and continue your service at vetv.vote/NASCAR.
I do not believe that the national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, should be played at domestic sporting events. I think it should be reserved strictly for international events.
Okay, can I ask why, though? Like, what's the
because
reasoning behind that?
it's unnecessary, and it makes me feel like you're trying to shove some nationalism down my throat. I'm a patriot. I love this country, and I don't need a reminder when I'm going to go see it's a baseball game.
Is it redundant because we're here and we get it?
Right, what's the point?
Okay, I'm just
if you're playing it because you want to show your national pride because you're facing another country and it's us against them, our national anthem versus their national anthem, and we'll respect theirs and they'll respect ours, that's great. We don't need it at home.
I
don't need it.
I love it.
Just for the sake of conversation, what about the God Bless America during the seventh inning stretch or something fun like that?
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
So it's the
and
national
by the way,
anthem at domestic games.
Sure.
For a patriotic sort of guy, that's an interesting take. He's saying unnecessary.
Completely unnecessary.
I go to a ball game. I love it. I'm always intrigued who they choose to do it. At my kids' Friday morning school assemblies.
In fact, Rich, I judge people while it's happening, too. I know I shouldn't, but I'm like, why is your hat on, buddy?
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
I will stand up and I will remove my hat. And, of course, I will treat the national anthem with all the respect it is due and deserved. I just think it is a waste of our national pride to bother every freaking sporting event on American soil.
How about this? Who is the guy that sang it? He sang it twice at the Garden for the Knicks. I'm impressed a lot of times just to see how they handle it and who it is representing that moment. Like, I think that's kind of cool, too, just like from an artistic standpoint.
I'm intrigued.
It's a great opportunity. It's cool.
I'm intrigued at who the choice is.
Right.
I like how people take their liberties and musically change it around a little bit. There's been classic versions of it. I don't know, Mike. I'm not with this take at all. I think it's fun, a big part of the game, and I'll go a step further. Not only do I take my hat off, I usually don't wear one, I'm putting the hand on the chest.
I've seen Rich take his hairpiece off. That's how patriotic he is. He takes off the full wig that he got from Maury's out of respect.
How patriotic are you, Rich? You going to sing a few bars for us right now? Let's go.
Say, can you see? You got to start low, Mike, because then you got to make sure you hit the high notes.
Dude, there was a guy during the NBA Finals, Avery Wilson. He sang it back-to-back. He sang it during the loss and when they won the next game. I thought he was fantastic, man. I'm like, who is this guy? And that guy, Rich Davis puts the cheese in machismo, but he is a macho man. And
he's a
we
nacho
say,
man.
Yeah, he's a nacho man.
I love nachos.
Rest in peace, Victor Willis, Village People frontman, has passed away at the age of 74 today. Who's the real macho man, Rich? Randy Savage or Hector Camacho, bro?
I don't know how you can even ask that question.
It's macho time.
It's Randy Macho Man Savage. No one on planet Earth would hear someone say Macho Man and think Camacho.
You also downplay the significance and dominance of the early stages of the Hector Macho Camacho career.
I do, but I think Randy Macho Man Savage, that's Macho Man. That's the Macho Man.
Oh, yeah.
Randy Savage, I know
your mustache is crooked.
Rich, didn't you name your garden after, was it the band or Macho Man?
No, I have a Macho Man Randy Savage garden.
He has a Savage garden in his backyard. That's Dickie Brown Thumb Davis, Steve Covino, in for Dan Patrick, Covino and Rich. Enjoy your village people today and celebrate. Let's get ready for Team USA. And remember, Rich, we're live from the Fox Sports Radio studios. Join us tomorrow for day 2 of the Dan Patrick Hattrick. The hottest rookies, biggest superstars, and all-time greats. The only place to collect them all is Panini Trading Cards, the official trading cards of the Dan Patrick Show.
For instant classics, autograph cards, memorabilia cards, rare inserts, and more. Start or continue your collection now at PaniniAmerica.net. I wonder if President Trump puts out a statement about the lead singer of the Village People, because think about it, the YMCA.
Here, 47 minutes ago, Trump mourns Village People singer. We will think of Victor every time YMCA is played.
Yeah, that'd be what a odd turnaround that song has had.
It's a sad day. sad day.
All right, well, hey, rest in peace, a legend in the music world.
Rich, you were just talking about Panini. There's going to be a Lakers Walker Kessler card for this upcoming season.
Yo, I just saw that. You must be pumped. Danny G, you were saying how Lakers fans wanted Kessler from the Jazz.
Lakers been eyeing this big man for a while. 7'2". He averages 14.5 points, almost 11 rebounds per game. He is a baller from the Jazz, and he is now a Laker. That happened just a couple minutes ago. 4 years, $130 million deal. And then 10 minutes before that, found out Mitchell Robinson agreeing to a 3-year, $47.4 million deal with the Celtics after his last 8 with the Knicks, of course.
That's crazy. I get it. They can't afford to keep him, but you got to run it back the best way you can. And he was the longest tenured Knick, if I'm not mistaken,
right?
The
Knicks payroll is a mess right now.
Like, he was with the Knicks when they were at their worst.
That's why we always talk about those little windows. And
you could say he got his chip and now he moves on and gets paid.
But I'm saying you always make fun of me when I say little windows, because every team has an opportunity where it's like, this is the year, and the Knicks did it. And now, listen, if they have some payroll issues and they don't run it back, and you got your championship. So many teams have that little window and they don't deliver. The Knicks had a memorable season. No one could ever take away from them. So, listen, you said it before, man. We live in a world now where it's very tough to repeat and create a dynasty, which is why you got to give credit to, the Chiefs of the world and teams that found a way.
Well, that's why I said
to do it year after year.
It's insane to discredit LeBron for what he did. There's so much parity year to year.
Yeah. In fact, we were talking about the other day, the parity in baseball. Do we still have only 4 teams in the AL that are over 500? That is wild to me. I can't even believe that.
Oh, the Yankees are stinking like Abe Lincoln, dude. They're so bad. They lost 6 in a row. It's the curse of, some people say, the lollipop. And I say this respectfully. I don't try to hate on anybody. I wish Austin Wells would sort of pick it up. Since he's been back, the Yankees stink. And the Rays just keep winning every time the Yankees lose. So
big news.
It's bad.
Big news.
What?
6 teams are now over 500 in the AL.
Yeah, so, everything's competitive, which is why I do think, to backtrack to what we were talking about earlier, LeBron won 1. It was the bubble championship. Winning 1 is not easy. 1 with the Lakers. That's just with the Lakers. There's other superstars that have only done that with one team their whole career.
True.
And they don't get the criticism that LeBron gets.
You know what? I want to watch tonight. Maybe I want to hear your review tomorrow.
Love Island, because it's sweeping the nation.
No, besides Love Island and besides
after the game,
and besides World Cup.
Can I remind everybody from the Dan Patrick world, though, to keep their kid off of Love Island?
Yeah, you used to remember Chris Rock used to say, "Keep your daughter off the pole. Keep your kids off of Love Island."
Then it was keep their cheeks off the Instagram. Then keep them off OnlyFans. Keep them off Love Island.
So besides Love Island and, of course, Team USA Bosnia tonight.
And Herzegovina.
Combined. Louis C.K.'s got a new comedy special. And I was always a big fan of Louis C.K., so I'm going to go check that out. That's on Netflix. So if you want to check out Louis C.K., I'm going to check it out. All right, we'll see you guys mañana. Thank you, Dan Patrick and the Danettes and Fox Sports Radio, for hanging with us this morning. If you missed any of the show, Danny G puts up the pod in a few minutes. Until tomorrow. Have a great hump day. July 1st. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
USA! 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 USA!